Welcome, guys, to the 2022 Women's Beach House Championships. This is the second semifinals, which is going to determine who is going to be playing Katarina Lagno in the final match. My name is Irina Krush, and I'm joined by a very accomplished player today. She is the reigning Women's World Rapid Champion, former European Women's Champion, Russian Women's Champion, World Cup winner, and super excited to be joined by Alexandra Kostyniuk.
Hello, Arina. Hello, everyone. Thank you for such an introduction. It's also a pleasure to commentate with you. And what a match we're going to have today. I am very, very excited. Let's have a quick look at the format of this match. Which is always the same, Women's Speed Chess Championship, Speed Chess Championship. It's always basically the same format, but nevertheless, we should remind our spectators that there are going to be 3 segments with different time control: 5+1, 90 minutes of 5+1, 60 minutes of 3+1, and then 30 minutes of 1+1 time control, with points, 1 point for victory, half a point for draw, and non points for in case of you lose your game. And of course, the player with the most points at the end of the match wins the match.
Yes, and they're fighting today for a prize fund of $8,000. $4,000 is going to the winner, and $4,000 is being divided by win percentage. Let's take a look at how they got here. Each player won 2 matches to get here. So Valentina Gunina beat Elizabeth Patz and Tan Zhangyi. And I was going through how did Hou Yifan get here, and then I was reminded, that you played her, Alexandra, in a very close and exciting match in her second match.
It wasn't that close, unfortunately, but it was quite exciting and quite an interesting one for me. And yes, Valentina had a very smooth run. Well, so far, Hou Yifan as well, 2 victories, quite convincing victories. And well, let's have a look at the insights. What are your predictions for today's match? Who is your favorite? Who do you think is going to win?
Okay, this is a good question because both of these players, very strong. And I think, Valentina has shown herself very well so far in the Women's Speed Chess Championship. I do think that she, if anyone's going to take down Hou Yifan, she has pretty good chances to do so. But let's see what do the insights say. So we have Hou Yifan having a lot fewer games. Sample 88% average accuracy versus 86, 22% wins by flag versus 29%, 38% losses by flag. So I would say these are very comparable statistics, and I'm not really seeing an edge for anyone just based on that.
Well, just the difference between total games played is quite significant, right? So Hou Yifan is not very active, at least under her real account online. The rest is mystery, of course. Maybe she's playing all the time with some anonymous account. We can never be sure. But other than that, the average accuracy is just amazing, 88 versus 86, so almost similar accuracy, and well, quite a high one, and very hard to predict who's gonna be the winner today. What does our Smarter Chess predictions say?
So we got Hou Yifan 2800 blitz rating versus 2824 for Gunina. Gunina has a superior bullet rating. 5-1 scores predicted that Hou Yifan wins by a point, wins by the point in 3-1, and loses by a point in 5.5 in the 1-1. So she's predicted to win by a tiny bit. Okay, so now I guess I will say that my prediction, I mean, I have to give the edge to Hou Yifan, but I do think it's going to, based on their history of games, and they don't have a huge sample of games between them, Alexandra, I checked. They played kind of mostly 2013, 2014 in the Beijing Sport Accord tournaments. Not so many games after that, but they definitely take wins from each other. Lots of decisive games. I don't think Valentina is a big underdog. Hou Yifan is not as active these days. So I would say, this is a very reasonable match prediction by Smarter Chess.
Yeah, quite a close match. It should be. Well, we never know how it's gonna go, of course, but I'm looking forward very much to seeing this match and to commentating it because, indeed, well, I lost myself to Hou Yifan in this championship. I know what she's capable of, and at the same time, I know Valentina very well. We've been playing for one team for a very long time, and she's an amazing blitz player. So the shorter control is, the stronger Valentina is, because she's incredibly talented and she just knows where to put her pieces to create this tension, this chaos on the board, and she feels very, very comfortable in this chaos. So let's see, the first game is underway.
Has it started already? I don't see any moves just yet, Alexandra.
Yeah, I see it started. I hope that we're gonna see it on the screen soon. It's the favorite Caro-Kann defense from Valentina. Maybe we should refresh the page just to be sure. But it's on the way. Yes, it's on the way.
Okay, well,
well, there's gonna be a blindfold exercise for everyone. I can just say the moves, and then we'll work from there.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I'm not surprised by the Caro-Kann because that's definitely Valentina's mainstay opening, and I'm sure we'll be seeing some Caro-Kanns today. I was also thinking another opening we'll probably see today is some kind of E6 B6 from Hou Yifan, when she's going to be playing with the black pieces.
Here we go. We have the board, we have the moves, so
nice.
No need to play chess blindfolded for the moment, but it's the same Caro-Kann line that actually Hou Yifan played against myself, because I opted for 2 or 3 Caro-Kanns, I think, against Hou Yifan in my match with her, and it was the same exact opening, like a quiet Caro-Kann, right, with bishop d3 a line, and that's what we see right now. Quite a strange thing for me is that Valentina developed her bishop, her light squared bishop on c6, instead of getting it to g4 or f5.
Yeah, and then she wound up giving it up for the knight. It's kind of a normal position, right? White does have a bit of an advantage with this bishop pair. And I guess the main question is, how is she going to be getting this queen back into the game? Because it's not really well placed on b5. So are we going to see something like maybe a bishop c2, queen d3 idea?
Yeah, something like that. This queen and bishop battery is often can be seen in this kind of structure, right? And actually, when we talk about this line, it's almost like a Carlsbad structure, but with the colors reversed. And that's why some people like to play it with white, I'm sorry, because they just do believe that this structure is somehow more comfortable to play with white.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's some tactics that black can check on this diagonal, but there is, I'm sorry, on this file, but not much is going on, because if you go knight b4, you can simply pull the bishop back to b1. You don't have to take on b4, and then the knight is just going to hang. So black didn't have that. She went with knight f4 and queen f1 by Hou Yifan.
A very nice move, preparing g3, protecting the pawn on h3. Actually, not the kind of the move you're very often to see, right? But she made it pretty fast. She only spent 7 seconds and put her queen to f1. So she knows the plan. She is about to push her h pawn, I believe, even further up, h4, then h5, and who knows, maybe h6.
Yeah, this is looking like really nice for white. I love this bishop on c2. I really like that she's about to go h5 and target that knight and create some weaknesses on the king side. And I can see this queen equally coming out to d3 or maybe h3. Also not a bad square on h3. And yeah, like black's position is solid, but she doesn't have much to target here in white's position, because this plan with minority attack, it's fairly slow for this position.
Yeah, black is running behind, right? Because where to play, that's what plan to choose. You said everything about white's plan, but yeah, pushing the pawns on the queen side, b5, b4, seems to be quite slow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost thinking like, should she try to change something with e5? But I just don't think there's time for it. I mean, h5 is going to happen. You're going to kick the knight, and in any case, it's not a lot of fun in that position with the isolated pawn. Plus, there's going to be tactics on the e file, right? So after bishop e7. So yeah, I really don't know what to suggest for black here.
Wow, h6, it's quite a decision, right? Because the knight on g6 will be hanging after that. And well, I think she's just, she's going to move it to f8, rook f2, e8, and then knight f8. But again, this pawn on h6 can become a target. At some point, white can consider attacking it by playing g4, g5, or even maybe sacrificing on h6.
Yeah, and it's interesting that she's allowing white to capture on g6, kind of mess up her pawn structure, which I guess white can look at, but maybe it's not so bad for black, right? Actually, this is probably what black wants, that white takes, and then black is going to get this nice f7 square for the queen. So if you come out to d3, they go queen f7, and overall, white kind of loses a part of their initiative by playing this way, because black's pawn structure is holdable. And meanwhile, this bishop on d2 is a bit passive. So white is unlikely to go for that. And she goes for queen h3.
Yeah, she continues to maneuver her queen in quite an impressive way. I must say, queen b3, queen b5, queen f1, queen h3. So it's heading to g4. Now, what a piece.
Yeah, and it's going to f5, actually, pretty soon. Like right around here, I guess.
Or maybe g4. f5, it's still no threat, right?
Yeah, there's also, by the way, bishop g3, which we gotta not blunder.
Yeah.
After queen f5, right?
Valentina will find this idea for sure. She will just make this move instantly.
Mm-hmm. So she protects this pawn on h6, and I wonder, okay, so she has to be a little careful with b2 in the future. So what is white's threat in this position?
Well, her plan can be connected with putting some pressure on the d5 pawn, which is isolated, right, by playing rook d1, bishop b3. So switching from attacking on the king side to attacking in the center. She did play queen f5, though.
By the way, I want one little thing. I think with the idea that I was having, I might be perhaps blundering some sort of bishop g3.
But what's going to happen now in the game after queen f5, bishop takes g3?
All right, so bishop takes g3.
Bishop e3 probably is her idea, but then can I just sacrifice the exchange? Rook takes e3 and then bishop d6, bishop c5? It might be...
It's probably still not enough, right? Because white's rooks are very active. So she actually went for this, right? We're going to see.
No doubt about it. I had little doubt about it. And look at that. Queen d6, because if white takes on g3, then queen takes g3 and rook takes e3.
Yep, you're going to win the bishop. And this knight is holding the checkmate squares. So black never has to worry about it. Okay, so she played b4.
Something tells me that it was not really planned, all this bishop takes g3, queen d6. Yeah. It was a blunder from Hou Yifan's side. Maybe the position is still okay for white, but we're not talking anymore about white's advantage.
Yep. I mean, white basically just lost a really important pawn by their king for no apparent reason. Plus, this pawn is now hanging.
Before, I didn't like that move. Yeah, of course, bishop c5 is an idea. Was bishop takes f8, queen h7. But as you can see, black played bishop e5, queen f6, and she's just on time to protect her king side, meaning that she still has an extra pawn, and the pawn on c3 is going to be hanging forever. No.
Yeah, I'm kind of amazed at this valuation that it just kind of giving it still is equal, because it feels like a lot easier for black to play with this extra pawn. Like, I don't think that white's compensation is obvious
Well,
I
a
don't
pair
know.
of two
Yeah.
bishops, right? Two bishops are pretty strong in an open position. And but again, Valentina, she's pressing on time as well. We should keep an eye on the clock because Valentina is playing very fast. And at some point, it can make a difference.
Yeah, okay, this bishop on b3 is offering some nice play against the f7 pawn. So white's rook is more active. Yeah, okay, now I see the compensation here. I actually was kind of surprised that she didn't go rook d8 to try to trade the rooks on the previous move, because it feels like, well, what are you really going to do with this rook on b8? So she goes b6 and probably just bishop e3. But then
then rook d8, rook d8, then capture, and bishop takes b6.
Yeah,
right?
well, maybe she just takes on b4 actually on bishop e3. Okay, so she went bishop d6. She got into a pin, so Valentina got a chance to improve her rook, which is nice.
Yeah, it's getting tougher and tougher with 10 seconds on Hou Yifan's clock. And with all those pins and forks, and Valentina's knight is jumping to the center, that's not a good sign for Hou Yifan.
Yeah, maybe knight b5. Yeah, there we go. She goes there. Exactly. She found the a3 pawn. So she's winning another pawn, right?
Yeah.
And
knight takes a3.
2 is a lot already. Now it just looks like we're in. Oh wait. Oh, maybe not that move. We don't want to hang the knight. She has to figure out how to guard this pawn. Maybe knight c2. There you go. Attack. There, bishop b4, and looks like a technically winning position for Valentina.
Exactly. So she came out of quite a difficult situation, amazingly easy. And she has 2 extra pawns right now, and she's pressing very hard on time as well.
Yeah, I would say this is I mean, it's interesting how she turned around this bad position, although that is kind of a feature of Valentina's play, right? She's the bad position doesn't really phase her. She's very resourceful. So that is something I've noticed in her games.
Exactly. Yeah. I think Valentina has had so many bad positions, from bad to really bad positions in her career, that having one more bad position doesn't really scare her at all.
Yeah. So she won another pawn, and Hou Yifan is about to lose on time. So I guess she will be starting with a really nice win with the black pieces, and Hou Yifan must be kind of like, well, I guess the key moment was when she gave up that g3 pawn. That was really unnecessary.
I think she blundered. I think she just thought that this pawn was was not possible to take due to bishop e3, and she didn't realize that queen d6 is still a possibility. Yeah. But okay, still some technique to demonstrate. The knight is jumping, the time is running.
Yeah,
it's always tricky. Look at that. But too many extra pawns, I believe. Yeah, despite the fact that it's a opposite colored bishop endgame, but unfortunately, there are still pawns on the king side, because with these 2 pawns, E and B, it's possible to hold. But with one more extra pawn on the king side,
yeah, it's a little tricky.
It's tricky. It is tricky.
Yeah, I don't feel like Valentina has yet figured out how to win this. And I mean, I can't.
Are you sure that it's a one endgame? It's a winning one?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all, because it looks like white has set up a fortress, not letting
because in. Oh, wow, draw. What a save for Hou Yifan. Yeah, she must be relieved.
Oh, that's pretty crazy. That's a big miss by Valentina. Like she had 3 extra pawns right in the end game and more time, so that must be very disappointing to let Hou escape this. Okay, let's see. They're on game 2, and we got a knight f3 Rogozin system that Hou Yifan is playing. They actually have had this opening, Alexandra, a long time ago. This exact line of the Rogozin. So this is not their first time, but that was years ago.
How nice. Yeah. So they continue theoretical discussions they had like 10 years ago, right?
Yep. And after a3, Valentina, knight e4 and then e4. Yeah, so they had this, and then she took with the queen, bishop a5, queen d4. Like I literally saw this game this morning.
Amazing. So you did prepare for this match.
A little bit, yeah. I took a look at their history, and it's funny that they're just repeating this kind of this line. So Valentina, she won that game out of nothing. That game she won some kind of even rook end game with, that 4 against 4 and 2 against 2. So here, she's offering a queen trade, trying to get her knight to c5, and I guess White's advantage, of course, is like the better developments. That Black simply has still some issues getting their pieces out.
Yeah, visually the position is much better for White. I mean, with this bishop on c8,
yeah,
and with this open d file that White's rook is about to occupy, looks very nice for White, and it's not so clear what to do for Black. Definitely much easier for White also to play in a shorter time control.
Yeah, I mean, okay, like let me just try some move here for Black. Okay, she played bishop d8. I was also thinking about bishop b6. This move is not shocking to me. It definitely felt like that bishop wasn't doing much. So she wants to reroute him to e7.
Queen to h5, that's a surprise. I mean, I was expecting to see queens exchange relatively soon and then just quiet endgame trying to use a better development. But as we can see, Valentina has other plans in mind, and these plans are connected with kingside attack.
Yeah, I mean, queen h5, it surprises me, but then I kind of remember it's Valentina and she likes to attack, so it's not
g4. Totally we expect the move g4, right?
Wow. Okay, I didn't expect it. I'll be honest.
Well, I mean, it would be very logical, right? Queen h5, g4, g5, 2 knights are there, knight f6, knight g5. We know how strong Valentina is with her knights usually in coordinating them. So she did play g4.
Wow,
so
nice call over there on that move. So g5, yeah, I mean, it does make sense because right now this bishop is being restricted by the short pawn chain, and White can kind of afford this with the really good control of the center. But of course, it's kind of a double-edged, risky move. So Hou Yifan is preparing to meet g5 with f6, and Gunina pulls back her queen.
Yeah, if something goes wrongly for White, I mean, if the attack eventually is just gonna end, then those weaknesses that White created by playing g4 can help Black to get a good position, but it's still quite a long road ahead, and White is hoping for the best.
Is she trying to play bishop a4? Is that the point here? Is that the idea of knight a5? I kind of think it might be.
I think preparing bishop c6 at some point. I mean,
or she might throw in bishop a4, make the rook go away from the open file, and then go bishop c6.
Yeah, maybe. But after bishop a4, who knows? Maybe g5. Yeah, you see, instantly.
All right. Okay. I don't.
Knight f6, queen h6 is coming up.
I mean, how dangerous is this attack? Because I mean, when you're taking, you're still like a few moves away from mate, right? So if you take and I play like even g6, like I don't really see how it's ending just yet.
Yeah, but I think White shall not take on h6. They should try to
knight f6 or.
Well, knight f6 doesn't work. I think it's just too
later
brave
on I'm gonna sack, right? Or
you're just gonna grab and then f5.
Yeah. All right.
And g6, king h1, rook g1. I mean, still so many moves to make in order to bring more pieces. So that's a question. We saw that, you see, I know how Valentina plays.
Yeah.
She just keeps sacrificing. So, but yeah, unfortunately for her, not all her sacrifices work. Sometimes she's just giving up.
I mean,
pieces.
So yeah, but it's interesting.
But that's impressive. That's
Computer
impressive.
Bar is saying this is still equal. First of all, okay, there's a few things. One of them is that king h8 is a move.
Okay, but then, the knight is there and you cannot take it. And I can play knight e5, I don't know, in Valentina's style, just to bring one more piece into game, just to put more oil into fire.
The question is, okay, why is this so bad? Like taking the knight.
Bishop h7, probably the idea, because otherwise f5. Yeah, bishop h7.
You think you're mating me there? Yeah?
No, I'm not thinking. I'm just trying to give up more pieces. That's my goal.
h7, like just to show your lines. This is what you're going for. Like you're going to take on f6 right here, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I basically took everything with check.
Who cares?
But you've got a really nasty mate threat. And
exactly.
And so it's a pretty crazy position. I mean, I have to give up, even this is not over, right? Like I can give up my queen. I have 2 rooks and a bishop, but could be like some sort of perpetual.
Yeah. And actually, I'm not even sure there is a perpetual. And if there is, well, 95 probably in this position. But Gunina and Hou Yifan, yeah, they're moving along this line. So,
So we're probably going to see this.
I think
it's a
so.
fascinating play. And again, Valentina has like 2-minute advantage on the clock, which it's kind of a worrying sign for Hou Yifan, right? To be always.
Yeah, but the position is good. I mean, the problem for Valentina, she's running out of pieces. Yeah. So no more pieces to sacrifice. That must be tough. But of course, I mean, she still has a queen and a knight, and we know that this tandem, this combination is very, very dangerous, and especially if Gunina is playing with this combination, that might be quite unpleasant.
Interesting move. So she wants to try to get the queen out. Actually, she's also stopping the white queen from checking here. I kind of like that move. Wow. Wait. So like rook f5, queen g4. Okay, there's no more point. So she needs to do something for the king, right? Now this makes sense. Okay, knight e5. Like you just. Okay, no.
Well, after knight e5, rook takes e5 is always possible, right? And a rook and 2 minor pieces should be not worse than a queen. So I think that's her idea, to keep the rook on the 5th rank. The only problem is it possible after e4, rook b5, a4? What's gonna happen?
Yeah, well, okay. So it feels like there's some initiative, but you have to be a little careful with rook d2 coming one day because she's exposed that pawn.
Right, but now 95 is gonna happen.
Yeah, and then so I guess if I really want, I can play something like knight c6 along the lines of what you were suggesting, right? Just to like
queen g5, king f8, queen h6. Where do you go after that? Is there a way to save?
There, queen h6.
Or you simply go king e7, king d6, king c7, king d8. That's it. Why not?
Like that. I mean, that's the only way to avoid all the perpetual. What is she thinking about, Valentina? Okay.
To take or not to take?
Yeah.
Well, probably knight g4. She's calculating all the lines with checks, and with knight takes d7, knight g4. So there are some alternatives to consider.
Yeah. And knight g4 is interesting. Actually, I might play bishop d4 on something like that, right? So trying to cover.
Definitely.
Those squares. I mean, then you can play e5.
Yeah, but then if you capture twice on e5, I think, well,
it's not that bad. Yeah, it's not that bad for white, I guess. But I mean, okay. So somehow the computer didn't love this knight g4 move, but
again, it's a computer. He just
she had a little checkmate and checkmate threat. What that Hou walks away from.
The problem for white is now her knight is kind of glued to protect this pawn on f2. It cannot go away. And yeah, the only chance, oops.
Wow.
Rook d2, queen h6. Oh, she blundered.
No. Wow, that's a big blunder by Hou.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Just a blunder.
That's a huge blunder.
It's very hard to play under pressure.
Yes, and it's hard to play with the open king.
Yeah, well, she had a great position. Again, we saw the computer's evaluation, which was indicating like something like -3 for black, but then she just blundered, and blunders, can be very costly.
Wow. Yeah, okay. So far, Valentina is really keeping her under pressure on the clock. And on the board, it's kind of a mix. I mean, in a way, like Hou is doing fine on the board, but the clock seems to be the big issue.
That's why Valentina is so strong in shorter time controls, because she finds these amazing ideas, maybe, like Thaler-like ideas. They are incorrect, mathematically are not correct, but who cares about mathematics and computer evaluations? In this case, well, it's sport, it's seconds. You really need to be fast, to react well, to defend well, and it's just very tough to do with seconds on your clock.
Yeah, in this game, they're having the same line of the Caro. Hou Yifan is not going with her knight to A3, so she chose knight E2, knight D2, and she brought this knight to F3. And again, looks like a pretty nice position. I'm really not in love with that bishop on C6 that Valentina
me too.
putting there.
Me too. Usually, I mean, when I played with black, I tried to develop my bishop to G4 and F5, and definitely to develop another bishop to D6. And here we see that black is struggling with that, right? The D6 square is under control. White's bishop on F4 is taking care of this diagonal for the moment.
Yeah, she got her knight to C4. It's kind of not bad there. I wonder if okay, so she just decides to offer a trade.
Where it was heading after B3 to D6?
Yeah, that was the question. I was going to say what's going to happen when we attack it.
Exactly, because B3, knight D6, C4 looked a little bit suspicious to me.
So she traded the knight off, and she got a pretty nice bishop. So she's preparing for this knight H5 move. Basically the white's plan in this position is play against this bishop. Well, that's a nice move for black. That I'd be before rook E1 happens. Wow. Well, whoa. So this was really quite a key moment, right? I think Hou Yifan kind of missed this idea.
Rook E1, well, she still had a plan with F4 and F5, which looked a little bit more logical to me, because right now I think black doesn't have any problems,
right? Yeah, at least like this, because if black gives up, the bishop for the knight, well, at least you have the bishop pair. You have a really good light squared bishop. The way it happens in the game, she wasn't able to avoid the trade, and that looks a lot less convincing because black just traded their worst piece for white's best piece, and that completely changes the evaluation.
Yes, exactly. Indeed. No, just reading the chat, keeping an eye on the chat, laughing about my comments on the evaluation. But yeah, Valentina, she what's interesting about her style is that it's the same way she plays in classical chess. And unfortunately for Gunina in classical chess, her opponents have more time to refute her attacking ideas.
Yeah, so in this game, it looks like Hou is the one trying to build up an attack on the king side because it's pretty much the only part of the board where she can play. Meanwhile, Gunina is just steadily getting her play going on the queen side. So queen G4, like what's really the point of this? I mean, knight H5 is not very dangerous, so...
I don't really know. It's just provoking F5, F4 to my eyes. I mean, it looks a little bit suspicious. Queen to D8, because Valentina was afraid of the plan with H4, H5. Actually, it was possible to play H4 and sacrifice a pawn on the H file. There are some ideas with this kind of structure where white just plays H4, gives up this pawn, opens up the H file, and try to bring rook to this H file.
But it was like a big question though, right? Why F5 wasn't played, because actually the movie mentions, to just try to make a fork over here actually looked pretty good. And Valentina quickly played queen D8, much more kind of defensive looking move. And Hou steps away from that fork, kind of, although I would say it's still an idea, right? To be looked at. All right, so yeah, Gunina doesn't use the F pawn. She's satisfied with her play on the queen side. And now Hou realizes that this knight is just never going to do anything. She tries to take it somewhere else. Where is that knight going?
Well, actually, maybe just opens up the G file for the G pawn, no? Or G4 is just too much.
Yeah, this is a little depressing for white, I have to say, because white has not managed to do anything. And this is like such a sad moment when this bishop got traded,
Well, we saw that Gunina in the first two games, she had two very sad positions, but she managed to score 1.5 out of 2. So let's see what Hou Yifan will do with this not so bright position for her.
Well, I guess we should trade Which piece should we take? That's a good question. Take the bishop, I guess.
But again, do you really need to take?
Yeah, I mean, okay, black is not really threatening. Yeah, to take. So if bishop takes, probably pawn takes.
No, the pawn. I'm surprised because I thought that the queen would be taking on e5 and then trying to put some pressure on f4. Well, I was wrong.
This at least looks, I mean, it still looks nice for black, but I can see how at least some white can get something here, right? Like, well, although right now these two pawns are hanging, so that's a problem.
Yeah, it's always about time.
Right. Maybe you got to go rook e1, give up a pawn, and hope that one day you can get like, here, get in the queen, get in the knight. I think maybe white has to.
Yeah, rook e1, g takes c4, and that h4 finally. H4, h5, do something on the king side because white completely lost the battle on the queen side and in the center. So now it's time to go all in on the king side.
Yeah, because if she trades, I mean, she's opening up this rook and it looks like she's just going to lose this pawn anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like there's really a way to save it. So
now it's the moment, of choosing the lesser evil for white. So she decided, Hou Yifan decided to give up the pawn on e5. But then, well, the position is very, very sad again.
So she did just give up that pawn and okay. So black just has a free pawn and they're trading pieces on the e file and 2-minute advantage on the clock. Again. Wow.
Gunina has very good chances to score the second win in a row.
Yeah. And she should have won the first game too, right? So
well, I mean, again, she should have lost the second one position if we evaluate it correctly. But yeah, it's not going to be easy for Hou Yifan, as we can see from the start of the match. It's not going to be an easy match.
Yeah, no, I mean, to be honest, this is a lot worse than what I expected for Hou Yifan because I mean, I was thinking she's a little bit of a favorite, but I don't really see that picture bearing out so far at all.
Yeah, some things certainly don't work out yet for Hou Yifan, so she's gonna need to adjust to change. D4 is gonna come now. She's gonna need to adjust to change her match strategy, maybe play a little bit faster, less diving deep into positions, like just intuitively relying on her instincts, because otherwise Valentina is always going to press on time. She is the one for the moment, and when you're running low on time, mistakes are unavoidable. It's very hard to be precise playing in 1 second.
Yeah, so now the question is, how does black deal with this queen d8 idea? How much of a problem is it? Maybe it's not that much of a problem. That's the thing. Check, the king goes up. You only have one check, and then the king can go to h6. It's actually...
Yeah, white runs out of checks.
And here, maybe just pawn takes.
If pawn takes and rook f1, that can give some extra, counterplay.
Yeah.
So maybe capturing with the rook is a safer option for black.
Take with the rook and let them take this pawn, and just... That's so funny. I know what I would do. I'd waste my time trying to think about, if I'm taking with a pawn and, stopping those ideas.
No, you need to play fast here. Now it's just winning queen e5.
Okay. Yeah, now it's over.
It looks like a puzzle rush position. Rook e3, queen g3.
Yeah, rook e3 looks good. I guess queen e2 is...
Well, queen e2 is also winning.
It's not going to happen, yeah.
And rook e2 and then rook e3 is winning. Or queen e4 here. I mean, it's just a winning position. There are several ways to convert it into a full point.
Winning,
Oof, rook a takes a2. However, I don't really like. I would prefer to exchange the queens, to keep them off the board just in case. But
yeah, well, she can get that trade now if she wants. If she's interested. And she goes for that, and she's going to go for this pawn, and it's over.
Yeah, just a4, b3, b2. There is no way a white can stop it.
Yeah, b2, rook a1, yeah.
Well, b2, king g2. White still
Ah,
holds, so
let's be a little careful. Wait, so how
not
do
quite. Maybe e3, e2, and then rook d2,
oh wait,
rook
yeah,
d1.
how about e3? Exactly. So
Yeah,
e3, rook takes pawn, rook b1, and rook d2, right? That's one,
exactly.
Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. So Valentina had enough time to find that. And okay, I think.
Yeah, she has well, 45 seconds, right? All the time she needs to calculate carefully and to choose the right way to convert.
Yeah.
And it's another victory, 2.5 to a half. Well, what a start for Hou Yifan, and what a start for Valentina.
Yeah, really. Well, first of all, I would say just very nice, nice play, nice quality of play overall. But I mean, yeah, Valentina is managing to kind of dictate the time situation, and
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
that's really like you know, it's hard for Hou Yifan to kind of impose her vision on the game when she's always like 2 minutes behind on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
So they're back in this opening.
Yeah, which surprises me because I liked White's position so much in the second game. Okay, maybe queen h5, g4, g5, and then sacrificing all your pieces was a little bit double-edged. But just overall, an overall impression is so much better for White here. And again, it's so much easier to play for White. Because all those maneuvers, bishop d8, yeah, exactly, rook f to d1, that's what I was thinking about in the first game. Queen h5, of course, is a very interesting plan and definitely is worth of attention, but what if just simply improve your position?
Yeah, so now, okay, so she just wants to take on c6 maybe, and
yeah, and then knight e5.
Yeah.
Or b4, knight d4. I mean, there are ways to improve. It reminds me of some positions that I get from this Alapin Sicilian.
This is looking miserable because, I mean, she has no good way to develop this bishop, and this is like the other threat. And I mean, yeah, White centralization more than makes up for the bishop pair here. So now, well, okay, rook d8 is like a good try, I would say. Because on bishop c6, you can throw in maybe rook d1, although I was hoping we could take on c5, but
then rook d8 and bishop d7, yeah?
Yeah, we can. So I guess we would have to take like this, and okay, I mean,
two knights versus two bishops.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an amazing looking position for Black, but I wouldn't say like it outright looks like losing to me. I can see how Black can hold on in such a position, but she went actually, she went into this, right? Here we go. So we are here, and she goes rook c1. And now I guess we will be seeing a move. Well, I was going to say a5, but okay. So she plays rook b8 and now b4. A5, that's her idea.
Yeah. Well, a5.
Pawn takes and like
knight d4
or something.
Knight d4.
Ah, just come in, yeah.
And then if bishop takes e5, I have this intermediate knight takes e6.
Wow.
Which gives me an extra pawn. I'm still not sure about the evaluation of this position after rook b6, rook takes c5, but there is knight e7 threat. So you don't have time to capture on b4, I believe. No, you know, all this tactical ideas was a takes b4, b3, b2, sacrificing all your pieces, but here it doesn't work since the b file is open.
Yeah, I think Valentina will find this move very likely, right? So now we were looking at this rook. Yeah, she played it. Rook b6, and now rook takes. So White's up a pawn, and if you take, I mean,
knight e7.
Start with a check and
knight takes c8. That's what I was
you're
talking about.
Tempo.
Yeah, and b3, knight takes b6, b2, rook b5. You know, there are some puzzles with the b4 pawn. But here there is no pawn, so I can simply stop this march.
Yeah, so she threw in this intermediate capture. It looks like she's just dominating again. And this is very unfortunate when,
Well, that's quite a strange opening choice from Hou Yifan. I mean, I'm not sure about this line, but it just looked a little bit sad in the second game, and I don't really see the point of repeating it.
Yeah, I mean, Gunina improved, and she just gets like a really easy dominating position, right? With like most of the clock's time still intact. So she plays Rook A8, BC5, and okay, so Black is just down a pawn. And what are they playing for? I guess they're going to try to like play Bishop A6 or something.
Well, Bishop A6, Knight takes A5, right?
Yeah,
should be considered.
Okay, Bishop B7, so Knight D4, probably.
Yeah, Knight D4, because she played F4, a very nice move to secure the knight on D4, right? To make it more comfortable, to protect the E5 square.
I guess maybe like Rook B1, Rook B5 looks interesting.
Yeah, but a Rook, that looks nice because Rook C8, Rook B5, right? So.
Yeah, that's the idea. Because if you push the pawn too early, this king could come into D6. So I think she'll leave this pawn here for a while. Right, and she'll do little improvements. G3, king up. Okay, maybe does she have anything better here? Yeah, maybe G4. Okay, also fine. She can go like this kind of plan, H4 as well if she wants.
Now Rook B6, yeah, looks very strong because Black weakened her E6 pawn and the 6th rank, and it just doesn't look good. F5, Rook D6, all those ideas.
So now what do you think she'll do? Like Rook B5, just simple, yeah. Send the Rook back to A8.
Yeah, quite a sad situation for Hou Yifan again. Worse on time, worse in chess. Just need to suffer, to sit and wait basically for White to improve her position.
So she doesn't want to sit and wait.
I can see why.
Yeah, so okay. I mean, I guess Knight F5 is maybe the move.
Maybe G6, yes, trying to complicate.
And on G6, what are we gonna do? I'm thinking like just Knight D6, but
it's not so clear to me whether Knight takes H6.
Yeah, do you want to take that or not?
Can it be taken or not? I mean, yeah, the Knight.
It can be. Okay, so Rook A5, just automatic, because you're also. Oh wait. There's also.
Well, Knight takes G7. It's also possible because Rook G8, Knight H5, and the pawn on F6 is hanging. I would never want to give up this G7 pawn because it kind of breaks your pawn structure in pieces. Because when you play G6, when you keep those pawns together, at least it gives you a slight chance, I don't know, to get out of these problems. While with the pawns on H6 and F6, I don't know, just doesn't look very good. But okay, the game continues.
Interesting that she didn't like throw in some kind of Knight F6, because I was thinking she might also want to look at that, but maybe that wasn't really worth it because there was like Rook F8.
Rook F8, Rook B6. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why she didn't go for that, but
maybe she was afraid of just Black capturing on B5, Knight G8, and then King C4, King B3, King K3. I don't know. I mean, it looks too slow, but who knows?
Maybe. Oh yeah, actually, yeah, because the bishop is protecting here, right? So there's no Knight F6 because we just.
But now somehow it's not so clear anymore. I don't know why and what White did wrong. But actually, Hou Yifan's idea was giving up this G pawn. Kind of worked out pretty well because at least she activated her rook. She exchanged a lot of pawns on the king side, and we know that it's favorable for the side who is down in material to exchange as many pawns as possible.
Yeah, it looks like she has actually very good chances, I think, to make a draw. Like, I'm not sure how White really wins this position with this active rook that is threatening to go to H3. I guess, I mean, white can consider some sort of like knight D5 move.
Well, 95, I think, should
Trying
be
to
very
go into,
drawish.
yeah, it should be, right? I mean, but
no, maybe 98 check and trying to push the c-pawn somehow.
Yeah, but how are you gonna, like, where are you gonna put that knight after king D7?
Yeah, not sure. Well, to D6, of course, to keep it protected, but then rook H3, and the bishop on B3 controls the D5 square, which is very important. The king cannot go there.
Yeah, it's very tricky. I mean, like, amazing how black emerged from this completely losing position with like decent chances to draw the game.
Knight E4. So
okay. So what does that do? I mean, I guess rook H3, right? Or
well, yeah, to protect the pawn on H6 and
yeah, bishop C2 is also interesting. I mean, okay, like that was another idea, but Valentina is tricky. No rook A3.
Oh, that's what was her idea, to bring the knight to D6, but I don't like this bishop B3, bishop C2, bishop D3 transfer, because I just told you that how important it is to keep the square D5 under control, and now black just pushed this bishop away from the square. I don't know, just...
Where is this rook going? Like rook B6 maybe?
Yeah, maybe, but yeah. And then white's plan is to go king D5 and rook B7. But okay, after king D5,
she stopped it.
Rook D3.
Yeah, she stopped it, bishop F1. And now actually, okay, she wants to take A3. Nothing bad still happening to black, so...
Yeah, still. And look at the time. It's almost equal. Valentina was trying to figure out like the most accurate way, and instead she just... Wow, the pawn on A3 is hanging. Now it can turn the things around. They side pawn.
Maybe black will...
rook A6, rook D5?
Yeah, rook D5.
No, rook D5 just capture knight C3, so maybe not just yet, but there are some ideas like that.
Maybe here... Not there.
But make a move, please.
Oh yeah, how about rook E3? Rook E3 was actually, you know, not so bad because you were threatening things to their rook. Okay, well, so Hou Yifan down to 4 seconds.
Oof, why did she give up the bishop?
Okay,
bishop B5 would have been, I think, much easier, but okay. Rook H4 check, what? Just don't run out of time. It's so disappointing.
Wow.
No, please make a move. I cannot watch it.
Okay.
I cannot watch it. Okay, it's a draw.
Position, but
yeah, but still,
yeah,
it's tricky with the king on your side, and you see.
Oh wow!
But you just run out of time. You just need to make moves faster because 1 second it's not 2 seconds.
Yeah, I know.
And not 3. You just really need to play faster. Okay, we see a change of plans and ideas and variations. But meanwhile, 3.5 to a half. Ooh, wow. It's not getting better. And half of the first segment is behind the player. So 42 minutes left, meaning that, well, there are about 3 to 4 games in this with this time control is left to be played.
Yeah, Hou Yifan made a big change. She went for the advanced Karo instead of that exchange on D5, which is kind of ironic, right? Because opening-wise, it was going well for her. I feel like that's actually kind of like a strange thing. Like, okay, she wasn't scoring the points, but the opening she could be very happy with. And so she's actually changing an opening that was working great for her. I don't know if that's like the best strategy. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, sometimes in these matches, when I like analyze my games after a match, I find it quite amusing that, yes, sometimes I do tend to change, for example, openings, not because of the actual positions that I got, but because of, I don't know, I get bored, I feel like exchanging and something, I don't know, yeah. Sometimes it's emotional. It's quite difficult to comprehend.
Yeah, so in this game, okay, so far, so she's a minute down on the clock after a few moves. Looks like black's position, wow.
It's okay. It's a very complex line. And I think it was so much easier For Hou Yifan style, yeah, exactly. The line she was playing in the first two games, this exchange variation with c3, bishop d3. Not a game.
Nope.
She wasn't happy probably about the outcome of the second game for her. We remember that Valentina managed to win pretty smoothly. Oof, knight to a4.
Whoa, why is that a mistake?
It's a blunder.
Hold
then
on. Yeah, let me find it. Oh, okay.
Queen a4, bishop d2.
Ooh, yeah. Wow.
The game is over.
Yeah, you know, this is the move I was thinking she was going to play, and I was thinking that knight a4 was not a problem, but it is a problem because now her queen has nothing to take.
Oh, well, Valentina doesn't care about her queen. She can sack it on a4, queen takes a4, bishop takes d4, so many minor pieces, but yeah, okay, basically the game is over. She just blundered a piece, and
yeah, that was kind of tricky. And I would say nice for Hou Yifan to get like one game that was going to go her way quickly. Gives her some confidence back and more time to make a comeback in this portion.
Yeah, I remember I was struggling pretty much at the start, at the beginning of my match against Hou Yifan. She was kind of outplaying me. Yeah, I was wishing just for one good game in a row, you know, just to get things started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, this is coming at a good moment for her. Mm-hmm. You know, knight e7, of course, was not such an obviously bad move, but Hou Yifan found the refutation. And now, okay, what does Valentina have? She has just one pawn for the piece. It's not really enough. Okay, she can try to get something going with the center, but ultimately, Hou Yifan should be winning this game.
Well, but it's never over till it's actually over, right?
Yep. I mean, okay, black does have a nice center. There are opposite colored bishops on the board. Maybe one day black can get some light squared play. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay, so she went knight b3. She's kind of preempting that. Okay, e5 is going to happen, right?
It might happen.
Yeah,
it will happen. I mean, eventually.
I think it will. I don't know. Like, what else can she do? Like play knight f5 or bishop a6. I mean, I guess she can throw those moves in. Yeah, but I mean, e5 definitely needs to be played at
Queen g6, bishop h3. There are some attacking ideas after all.
Yeah, c3. Okay, so maybe f5. Let's go f5 or f5, f4. Yeah.
Well, f5 kind of
Yeah, 5 f4.
I'm a little bit better in predicting Valentina's moves. I know what to expect from her.
Yeah, so king, I mean, okay, bishop h3, it's not really a threat.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's right. Should we play f4? Kind of runs into knight f5.
That's still not a problem. f4, knight f5, bishop f2, right? Should be
not a big problem. Yeah, f3 seems fine. So okay, the problem for white is that this knight is not very good on b3.
They're quite far away. Mm-hmm.
You know, and so white has to make progress to win, right? So it still has some work to do here. Queen d2, king
f5, right?
f5, king h1.
No, knight f5.
Knight f5.
Well, black wants to capture on e3. Knight takes e3 now. It's a first real threat.
All right, so she's
it's getting hotter. Yeah, knight h4.
She's managing to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this is not, like bishop g5 running into h6 is not really the best way to do it. So she plays here. All right, so now.
Well, knight h4, she will eventually make this move, I think.
Yeah, g3 seems all right. If you.
After knight h4, g3, then f4, f5.
f5. Yeah, and then f4. And
well, something.
Yeah.
I mean, she can always play rook d8 first and hope for d4 at some point. But again, Valentina is quite a straightforward player.
Yeah, she doesn't.
You don't expect some, side moves. If she sees like the direct way, she would normally jump for it.
Yeah, no, King H1 is good, actually much better than this G3 move I was saying. Because yeah, now just attack the bishop and make him move, lose some time. And okay, I think Hou has been playing this well. Black is not really getting anywhere.
Yeah, so far so good. Everything is under control. I don't know what to do. Bishop C8, seems to be the only move.
I wonder when this move is going to happen. Is F4 going to happen sometime soon? Come on, F4. Just get some squares back for your pieces. Get that D4 square back. I would go F4 for sure.
F4 for white, right?
Okay, I guess, yeah, maybe does she have F6? But I mean, F6 is what we want, right? We kind of trade more pieces. So yeah, I think F4 is still the move that I would want to do, but she's thinking.
Knight to C1.
More maneuvering.
Okay, so she's bringing her knight not via D4, but via, I don't know, other squares, E2, G3 or D3, F4. Where is this knight heading to?
Yeah, it's totally fine. As long, I mean, black has like no way to make any threats here at all. So she has to go like F6, I guess.
Well, black's goal is to keep pressure, is to keep as many pieces on the board as possible and just wait for the time trouble to begin.
Yep.
And when those seconds come, then you kind of can hope to gamble and to get something out of this.
Yeah, no, I feel like, well, Gunina is doing her job so far because...
Knight takes C6.
Well, she's kept it alive, but this move...
Well, F6, I don't
really... kind of ends the game, yeah?
Well, it's getting closer to the first victory. It's getting Hou Yifan much, much closer.
Oh, she's still thinking, though. Okay, she found it. Okay, now we have to deal with that. So she moved her knight away. Knight F5.
Still completely winning for white, of course, an extra piece, an extra, not an extra pawn, but just an extra knight. And it should be winning, but it's quite hard sometimes psychologically to score the first victory in a match that doesn't go your way.
Yeah, she's got 45 seconds, so she needs to be kind of careful, and she still has to find a place to break through. But okay, Valentina going D4.
Valentina is finding this place, right?
Yeah. She's kind of doing it for her. And what is the threat of D4? There's really no threat. So I could definitely see some
move forward, just to
happening. And that's what she
confront the pieces,
And okay, this is not a problem. D3, I mean, I think D3 we can probably get away with taking it, but if we're not sure, we don't have to take it. We can also go D4.
Yes, normally white should have a variety of moves here. That's what makes her position good.
Exactly. I think it's just safer because honestly, after knight D3, bishop A6, like you have some chances to lose that piece. So I think she went for the right thing.
And F4 at some point. Looks like a nice way.
Knight C5 she's going for. Okay, nice.
You see, Valentina doesn't care about material.
She's down only
a rook now. Well, only a rook, but a rook is just a rook.
Yeah.
As long as she has a few more pieces to sacrifice, she's happy with what she has.
Yeah, okay. I think we're
and now it's time trouble, right? It's very hard to commentate. Of course, white is completely winning, but Valentina is gonna jump and try very hard. Oh, you see, G2, it's getting there.
Yeah,
E3, actually, Valentina can win this game. She's going to win it, and that's gonna be the end of the story. Basically,
that's gonna be crazy. I mean, I think I would cry for Hou Yifan if she.
Yeah, I would quit the match, but. Okay, why not E2? Queen takes G7. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes. What's going on? What's going on?
She's just wait. Wow, she's just wait. She's just losing.
Okay, it's a check.
Okay, so
It's a check. It's a game over. Okay, you saw it,
crazy.
right?
That's crazy.
And when something like that is happening, I mean, and with Valentina, it's happening all the time. I'm saying I don't know how Hou Yifan is going to fight back.
Face. She didn't make an expression. I mean, that's a very admirably stoic of her.
Well, but you don't know what's happening inside. I mean,
yeah.
On her face.
I think I would probably, if this happened to me, you would see what's happening inside by my face. I wouldn't be able to hide it.
Yeah. That was cruel. That
was just incredible. I can't even believe what we just saw.
Such a turnaround. What a victory. I mean, being a full piece down from like the very first moves. What was that? Like move number 7? Valentina blundered a piece, or maybe even 6. And then you see, she just kept it going. Just keep it going despite all the problems.
This is incredible. It's incredible where those pawns got so far up the board. Like, what happened?
Why did they start moving up, right? What happened? We didn't quite follow the story.
But that was just insane. I mean, I'm just impressed with what Valentina is doing here, you know? Because I mean, like, you know, I had a match against her where she won with like just a huge score. And, you know, of course that didn't feel too good, but it's like, you know, when I see her other matches, I kind of understand how this happened, right? Because, okay, Hou Yifan is a much better player than I am. And like, to see her losing like 4.5 half to Valentina, it's just, it's pretty shocking.
It is, but well, that's what can happen with Valentina, and I know her again. I've played so many games, and all of those games were kind of very chaotic, crazy games, even in classical over-the-board chess. She's capable of getting back. You can never, you know, say, okay, things are done, the game is over with her, until it is actually over, until you see this point on the score sheet. Well,
okay, so they've made a lot of moves in this game. They're already in move 22, and let's just let's see what is going on here. So we had some kind of a Queen Indian, yeah, and I do like this pawn on h5 for white. I do.
Well, visually, it always, I'm playing these lines for black. I'm getting this structure once in a while. So visually, after the opening, when white especially like puts all those pawns in the center, it looks better for white. But black's position is quite solid, and they have possibilities to break through in the center to attack this pawns in the center, and that's exactly what Hou Yifan did, and she's doing okay. Yes, well, she still has this isolated pawn on d5, which is a weakness from one side, but at the same time it's about to be moved to d4, and the bishop on f6, the knight on c6, the rook on d8. It's protecting this pawn. It's always double-edged with those isolated pawns, right? Yes, it can be lost at some point, but until it's not lost, it can be quite annoying for your opponent.
Yeah, I was like, when we were looking at this position after bishop f6, I was trying to understand what white should do, because I saw, you know, the computer bar slightly favored white. But when I was actually thinking of moves for white, it really wasn't clear to me like what the plan should be, right? Like I thought about, I don't know, bringing this knight over to g4, but there's always knight d4 problems. And I kind of realized that I do think it's easier to play this position as black. And I think what Valentina did, it didn't seem.
Valentina just sacrificed another piece. So for her, she found.
Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't care about pieces anymore, since it's so good for her. I mean, less pieces she has, more chances she gets, apparently. So she decided to sacrifice in every game. Well,
wow. So
what to say?
I mean, okay, so like, how big is this attack, right? So the question is,
as usual. I mean, We've seen some of such attacks.
Maybe like queen b6. What do you think? Like maybe
queen b6.
I was thinking of stopping h6 by going like queen b6 like this.
Right. Maybe.
But apparently, I don't know.
But
like
now apparently black blundered because rook d takes d4 is way too strong. So maybe your proposal, a queen to b6, was actually was met by the same idea. Rook d takes d4.
Yeah.
And two rooks on d8 and c8 are hanging. So surprisingly, you see, I mean, again, mathematically, we see the eval bar, we see that everything should be under control, but one move in the wrong direction and it's over.
Yeah, amazing. By the way, just beautiful idea by Valentina, right? So now on rook takes d4, there is h6 coming, I think.
And F6,
and then on
if I play F6,
it's a check.
C8. Okay,
yeah.
Let's see.
Wow. I mean, so like, it's just kind of interesting. Like, what should have been the defense to this move?
Well, apparently the computer had some lines going, indicated rook d5 as a good way to confront it, but it's not the easiest move to make.
I guess that was the key. Always defending with tempo. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Counterattack is often the best defense, right?
So she's still thinking after rook here.
Well, that's a shock, another shock. By the way,
I
just cannot believe. I don't know. I mean, I would also just
yeah. Amazing. Amazing.
I mean, we were expecting a very close match, right? With a lot of tension, with at least a score 3-3 after the first segment, and it's going to be, I don't know, 6-1 in Valentina's favor.
Yeah,
that's a huge drawback for.
Okay. So she's there. So now, okay, what's the
well, okay, we see the eval bar trembling.
Oh,
F6, F5 is the right way, apparently. But again, how do you know?
Right. So basically, she's attacking because this knight on b4 is completely out of the action, unable to help, and she can't really challenge the queen or, and now. Right, so you couldn't take an h6 because of queen f6, and after bishop h8, queen
checkmate isn't making.
Yes, and she can't even play queen f7 because her rook hangs. Oops, I guess it looks like the game is over.
It is.
Beautiful position, by the way, isn't it? Like the final position is so crushing.
What an attack. What an attack again. And yeah, look at Hou Yifan. She's just in complete disbelief. I mean, what else can I do? Yes,
she's not that happy. I can see.
Who would be? I mean, who would be?
5.5 to half. Okay.
Well, she just needs to start it at some point. She just needs to, it's still possible to come back, but she just needs to score the first win. I mean, yes, Valentina is a very dangerous player. She's extremely resourceful. She's very good in finding those tactics. Actually, here it comes again. Queen e2, knight takes e5. But, I mean, it's possible. It's possible to play against her, and it's possible to win against her.
Whoa. Not like this, though.
Not like this. Definitely not like this. If you let Valentina close to your king just for free, then it's gonna be over. Why didn't she play queen e2?
Well, there was all kinds of knight. I mean, of course, knight f4 looked. We also knight f4 looked very unpleasant. I mean, it didn't seem obvious to make a move, but like, why is she just giving away the f2 pawn? I mean, like,
well, she just blundered it and got disappointed. And
you can see actually she's very unhappy.
So you were saying about that she didn't show a single expression on her face, but inside of her, I mean, losing like that, despite the positions she had, that's tough. It's very tough.
Well, that kind of actually, this is a match, in a way it is following like a very similar dynamic for Valentina's matches. Like her opponents, one of the ways that she, I think, discourages her opponents, right? Is like it's actually from getting those bad positions. So her opponents start out getting these good positions, and then they can't win them, right? And then psychologically, it actually just gets harder to play when you get like amazing positions and you find yourself not being able to win. And then it just gets worse.
Yeah, and again, those ratings, those points, it's important, but it's just what had happened before the match. It doesn't matter in the current situation. It can be a bad day, it can be a good day, but it's very important to live in this exact moment, and matches can go and quite differently.
Well, right now, White's position would be maybe not so bad if you could give them back a couple of pawns, but Black center pawns look pretty...
Like a pawn on f4, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just give them back something, some material. Yeah.
Again, you need to fight. You need to fight. You shall not give up mentally. It's very important to keep the pressure. It's possible to come back. It's very tough to continue when everything goes wrong. I mean, you know, when people say, when people win, everything goes your way, it's not so surprising to win if everything just works out. If it's quite easy. But what makes a great champion is his or her ability to come back and to fight despite all those difficulties that might happen.
Yeah, well, she's already improved her position a little bit. She's won back a pawn. So that's a start. You know, she's got the rooks doubled up on the e file. And I mean, yeah, okay, like Black is better, but it's going to be a little bit more technical. I guess she will take on f3 probably just to weaken White's king a little bit. I would probably do that. I'd give maybe she doesn't have to because she can always take later.
Yeah, I would exchange everything. I would grab on f3, then on e5. I would give up this d5 pawn, but just, you know, to get rid of this dark squared bishop, which is eventually can.
This is a really interesting move by Valentina. Kind of wonder how's White supposed to meet that, because her bishops looks kind of trapped in this trade. Is she supposed to go like f4? Actually, I think she is. Wait, no, but even f4, there's a bishop e5 and knight d4.
Rook d1 is a very nice idea. A very nice idea. Hou Yifan found this unexpected move. Rook d1.
Win this back.
So she is in the game. She is back, I think, because finding this rook d1, rook takes d5 combination just indicates that she's fighting, and I'm sure she is.
I mean, Black's position is easier to play, but of course, okay, she's actually just lost the 2-pawn advantage that she had. So she didn't manage to keep control.
Yeah, it's about equal.
Yeah, it's about equal, but of course, you know, practically speaking, it's still a lot easier for Black with like the white king being weaker and pawn structure being weaker. I mean, she still has chances to win, but of course, like huge improvement for Hou Yifan.
But seeing Hou Yifan 1 minute up on the clock, I think it's already quite a big step forward, because most of her problems came out of this time pressure that Valentina managed to get to put on Hou Yifan.
Yeah, and I mean, she's got like quite active rooks. I can see her knight coming here one day. I mean, maybe White could get some attack. Okay, knight d4 is the imminent threat. So maybe I wonder.
Triple fork, family fork, right? That's
what can we do here that is active? I mean, is queen f7 just too crazy? And
a rook to d5 might work because of knight d4, then I capture on d8, rook d8, and queen d3, or rook d2. Queen d5. Ooh, what a beautiful move. Yeah, very nice.
Okay, so she's going for my crazy idea. I mean, I didn't calculate anything. I just thought like maybe we can get something going here after the fork. But what exactly are we going to get going? Because the queen actually protects g7 in a lot of lines, which is helpful for Black. So where's our huge initiative?
Rook A2. Rook A2.
Wow.
Might be
Okay. Yeah.
hard to miss.
Unexpected.
Very easy to miss move, but hard to find it.
Yeah, I mean the rook is really passive, so it's not like a big disaster for black to have missed this move. But at least white doesn't lose the exchange.
Yeah, then Rook G5, I don't know, trying to put some pressure on G7.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Valentina, being a very active player herself, she hates being under attack. And just if you manage to start the attack going, it might be difficult, but she often struggles in these cases.
Okay, Rook G8 by Valentina. Okay, wow. Well, that's solid, but
well, I would play Rook F2, you know, just in case, just to try to protect everything.
Yeah, how about Rook D2? Maybe challenge that powerful knight.
A little bit a more optimistic way to approach the position.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can totally see this knight coming in to H5 at some point. And I suppose you could even do that move here, but something like I really have.
But the rook is hanging on A2. I mean, I'm very afraid of rook F8, right? Rook A to F8. So you better, you see.
Okay. Yeah, she was defending.
Yeah, because after rook D2, rook A to F8, and then knight takes F3. That's why.
Exactly. There was a tactical reason for this move. Okay, so this is a very close game. Players are close on the clock, close in the positional evaluation here. So queen d5, she's attacking the knight.
Rook d8, I expect to see rook d8. No, knight c2. Okay.
Oh, but she's got some forks.
Okay, again, you see, when I see this move knight c2, I think it should not be enough. I mean, I think it's just a bad move. Well, I feel like it, but at the same time, it's a very concrete.
Wait, but why is this so bad for white? Is it
I have no idea. Queen g6 and why the eval bar is screaming? Well, queen g6, I take on e1.
Right. So,
just because of that, screaming. Just as simple as that.
She just walked around with her knight. Yeah. Nice, nice play by Gunina in a way. Like, you know, she lost the advantage and then she still got it back.
But she still has this knight jumping around. She's very strong in those forks and creating threats with her knight. But okay, she has no more knights, which is a good thing for Hou Yifan. Unfortunately, the king, white's king, is too weak.
And the only thing is she's a bit down on the clock, but
40 seconds.
For her, it's fine. Yeah, it's not like a big problem in this position, and her other rook coming in. Yeah.
Okay, guys, we need to. Is Hou Yifan going to win at least one game in this segment?
Yeah, in this segment. Well, how much time do we have?
13 minutes left. That means another game.
Another game. I think it's not clear.
Knight g5. No, queen takes h4 check.
The check.
It would be a nice smothered mate.
Yeah. So okay, so white can't really move any pieces here then. That's sad.
Maybe queen f4 with the idea of knight g5. I just like this idea. No, then
it still doesn't work.
It still doesn't work, but it should work at some point.
Yeah, when are we going to see this move? When is that rook going to come into the game? Is this?
But when it's coming, then the back rank.
Wow, she just wants to play without that rook. Okay. Oh, rook g2. I guess she's going for that.
Well, she has an extra one, so maybe h6. Yeah, h6 just to make sure there are no more ideas with the back rank mate, with the smothered mate.
Yeah. Okay. She's getting close
to victory number 6.
Yeah. A couple of really heartbreaking games for Hou.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
And Valentina, she's very used to those situations where her opponent is just struggling. She's not the one who's gonna stop.
Putting pressure. Yeah. Yep. All right. So, is she going to win a game in the segment? Okay, I'm going to say no.
I know. Well, I still believe for one in a row,
Yeah, I mean, just because, okay, Gunina is
Come on, Hou Yifan. We
game.
need some intrigue. We need some, tension. We expected a very close semifinal, but
Queen C3. So they had something like this. Okay, so she goes for BC3. So she wants to go E4. Got it. Are we going to see D5? No, we're seeing F5. Okay.
F5 is a more double-edged approach. It's a more sharp. It's a sharper approach, definitely.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Like this is, I mean, it's possible. Doesn't look like an awful move actually, but
F5. Yeah, I like this kind of setup with F5 because G5, Queen E8, Queen G6.
Okay. Well, no, this is kind of promising, I think, for Hou. At least it's an unbalanced position. And well, she has to get this knight out. She has to figure out where this knight is going. And also she has to watch out for D5 if she puts it on C6. Also, I would say E4, basically white's stronger in the center. So black has to really watch out in the center. And I actually just wonder if D5 is ever an idea for black. She played bishop F6, E4, right? Okay, right. That's exactly what I was a little bit afraid of. And
Knight A6.
The problem is that she cannot challenge with this move because this pawn is always going to hang. So it just feels like white has a nicer position.
Yes. Well, Queen E8, I believe, is her plan, right? Queen H5 or no. And what is Queen A3? Maybe trying to attack those double pawns?
I mean, Valentina is going to be getting her, I bet she's going to be trying some attack like this.
Yeah, and again, 1 minute advantage, a better position.
Yeah, I mean, she's only spent 15 seconds to, get to 17 moves, right? And okay, so Hou Yifan goes for this double attack idea.
Okay, well, at least Valentina, you see, she's not trying to change her strategy.
Right.
I mean, she was sacrificing material, and it doesn't matter for her that she's still she's leading the match with a huge score, huge margin. She's not gonna try to play differently.
Look at that passive move. I don't know. There's so many moves here for whites, right? Okay, so this is kind of
why didn't she took the pawn on C3?
Yeah, that's a good question. I was thinking on this move, we have to get rid of the bishop. And then after you take, let's say, with the rook, I was thinking,
with the rook I cannot because the rook on A8 is hanging.
Oh yeah, it's hanging. So that's the problem.
I'm obliged to take with the pawn, but okay. And then maybe bishop H6. Yes, that was.
Bishop H6, rook F7.
Queen takes A8 again. Same old story. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, we get this. Okay, got it. So she played bishop E7, but now this is really looking like Valentina's kind of position, right? Where
yes, indeed,
she just gets to attack and okay, now so she was afraid of losing that pawn, so she makes another kind of defensive move. I really don't like this. I mean, because if you're not going to take anything here, right? Your queen is just terrible on.
What to do? Well, at least it attacks the pawn on C4 at some point.
Yeah, maybe you can go D6, but I'm very concerned about Hou's position here.
Yeah, she's not getting great positions with black.
Yeah, H5 or what else could possibly be tempting to white? Yeah, I think H5. H5, H6. So
H5, D6. Can I try D?
This is the only idea that black has. D6 and knight C6. We have knight C6 on that. And then you take on C4.
Well, yeah. But I know the knight on E6 is terrible. The bishop on E7 is terrible. And apart from that, there are different moves here. Not only knight C6, different ideas.
Oh, okay. This is on the board. So, I mean, I like knight C6. It's beautiful square.
Apparently, knight C6 is not the best decision, but the computer was screaming for knight G6. So I was ready to see it because I thought that it's a very Valentina-like style.
Beautiful, actually.
Very beautiful.
Because this pawn is hanging, and then you're going to get your pawn to G6 and
just open up the H file. Check,
that's a gorgeous attack, right? Look at that. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous concept. Wow. So knight G6 would have been Just amazing. Okay, so she went knight c6 here. Okay.
And now it's not so clear anymore. At least black captured the pawn on c4. The knight on c6, yeah, it's a very active knight, but it's not supported by any pawns, meaning d5, and you see, the knight is gone. Well, knight e5, right, was Valentina's idea. What's going to happen after knight e5? What is wrong with this move? Queen takes f1. Queen takes f1, of course. A very strong intermediate move. That's why white is obliged to go queen e2. And Hou Yifan is now looking, the knight on a6.
Wait, so now she's just completely winning. Oh no, that makes my prediction wrong.
Wait, but still, it's not over. We know that it's not over. Hou Yifan, she doesn't have any confidence, I think, left for the moment, because in order to get the self-confidence back, you need to win one game, at least one game. And she's been struggling with that. Okay, rook f5, rook h5 just gives her this long-awaited point. Just please find this plan. Find rook e7. Okay, still fine.
I mean, there's still the plan is still there, right? So it's still very powerful.
Oh, you don't really want to move now the rook to f5 because the back rank is a little bit okay.
Check. Bishop f8.
Or king f7. Even king f7.
Yeah. So
well, okay. Valentina is going to try to exchange the queens.
She's down only one pawn, right? So which is not a disaster. Not good, but it's not like completely resignable either. And okay, I mean, there's some chances for a draw, right? Rook c6 is a nice square, like target these pawns. King f7. I mean, wow. So
she's trying to break through in the center. And also after d takes c5.
Is g4 sometimes an idea?
I thought that bishop takes c5 might also be a plan. Because if black manages to bring her bishop to protect the c7 pawn, which is like the crucial pawn of the position, it can just make things easier for black.
Wow. So like if rook takes, I guess we're just going here, right? And we're just targeting that pawn that you can't really defend.
Well, you can give it up, play, I don't know, rook e4, rook e6, and then try to play d4, d3, just to break through with this d-pawn.
Yeah, so this is the position on the board. So Valentina is making her comeback. Hou has a minute.
Well, she's holding. She's holding the position.
Yeah, but I mean, I would say this isn't like amazing results so far for Valentina to survive to this point here.
But if everything works out, I mean, she just keeps going on.
All right, so now, okay, bishop f4. Oh, king f3. Ooh, why is that move losing?
I don't know.
I don't know. Is it pawn takes? Yeah.
Beautiful, yes. And then e2, bishop c3.
Yes, she queens the pawn. Nice job by Hou. Okay, good.
Commentators relieved, spectators happy.
Look at that.
Oh yeah. What a way to score the first victory. What a way. That was tough.
Yeah.
But now it should be, I mean, it should be getting easier, really. That makes quite a difference.
Is this their last game? Are they out of time?
No. They will still have time to play
one more
game.
Yeah. So Valentina, trying a few checks.
Well, a few checks. There's always there.
But doesn't really change anything, yeah?
Still need to be careful not to get checkmated.
Maybe king e6.
Well, yes.
Yeah, just go towards d7 and everything looks fine.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, people are in the chat. They're definitely surprised at how this match is going.
Well, not only people in the chat, the commentators as well. I think many people are pretty surprised to see such a score after the first 7 games, 6.5 to just half a point for Hou Yifan. Yes, again, Valentina is a very experienced blitz player. She's very strong in shorter time controls, but Hou Yifan is just very strong in chess, and that should help her getting more points, but it just didn't work out. It wasn't working out.
Yeah, but this game, yeah, this game's a little sad. I just feel like sad for White's position because White had this beautiful attacking position, and then okay, but Valentina can't take every game, right? So somewhere she's got to give Hou some chances.
Well, once I lost a women's speed chess championship match to Valentina after quite a similar start. I mean, I started with like +5 or +6 score. And it seemed I was so confident, and it seemed that the match goes completely my way. But somehow Valentina fought back and managed to win the match. So anything is still possible.
So she's keeping this game going. Why does she not resign?
Well, she still has, look, she can wait for 20 seconds, because if she just waits, that means that it's going to be the last game of 5+1 segment. And it's quite, I think it's quite wise to wait for White, because why to play for 15 more minutes? Why to make the match longer?
Right. I agree. Strategically, it makes sense for her to keep going.
They ran out of time. And that means that they are going on a break, a much needed break, I think, for both players. By the way, we see Valentina, she's playing not from her home. I'm not sure where she currently is, but okay. Anyway, well, the first part of this match is over. What can you say, Arina?
Well, I can say that Valentina is just showing some great skills in blitz. So resourceful, so much pressure on her opponent, and Hou has just not been able to find her stride in this match yet.
But let's hope that it's gonna be different in the second part of this match for Hou Yifan to bring this match back to the tension that we expected to see.
Yeah, hopefully. So we'll see you guys on the other side of the short break. Hey guys, we wanted to let you know about an upcoming tournament on chess.com. Good luck prepping for it because you won't be able to. Chess.com is hosting two 2022 Fisher Random World Championship qualifiers on August 22nd and August 29th. Who will win a spot in these qualifiers to face reigning Fisher Random World Champion Wesley So and World Chess Champion Magnus Carlsen? Don't miss out on this exciting format right here on chess.com.
Yeah, meaning that the first qualifier is going to be today, right after this match. And actually, I'm planning to play and stream. So you're welcome to join me after this match because, well, that should be interesting. Irina, have you ever played any Chess 960 tournaments?
Yeah, I haven't played any tournaments in Chess 960 because I guess the main one was in the Grandkid Classic. Was that it? Like in the summers?
Yes.
I never got a chance to go over there to play, but I have played some Fisher Random, and it actually does sound really interesting. If I didn't have to do my taxes today, I would play. But I have to kind of do it by this deadline. And right. So probably I would try to plan August 29th.
Okay, well, sounds as a good plan. Yeah, I did enjoy coming to Mainz many years in a row. It was such a great chess festival with a so-called Chess 960 World Championship. Of course, it was like an unofficial World Championship, but nevertheless, I won it twice. So I have very good memories connected to Mainz, to this chess festival, and to Chess 960 in general. I'm a big fan, we can say, of Chess 960, or also called Fisher Random Chess, because, well, there is no theory, and I'm not good in just working on this long theoretical lines. It's not what I appreciate in chess.
Yeah,
most of all.
Are you on the side of like having more rapid and blitz events in chess? Do we need more of that in the chess world? I mean, already it's a lot better than it used to be, but would you like to see more of that?
Well, more events like Women's Speed Chess Championship for sure. And I already praised chess.com for such an amazing event. I mean, every single year I enjoy it so much. I just want to see more events like this. That already would be a good start. But definitely, I'm this kind of person who thinks there should be different formats. There is no way or point, just decreasing or just getting rid of one format and trying another one. Well, there are different ways of playing chess, and why not to enjoy them all?
Yep. Well, I definitely enjoy faster time controls as well. So this year's, oh wait, what do we see over here?
What is that? Oh my God, who is playing?
Gunina just won a pawn.
The pawn is not a piece, but let me check what happened in the opening. Speaking of which, speaking of those openings, but yeah, in Chess 960 and this Fisher Random, you always have to keep an eye on this A2 on the side pawns, right? Because they can be just simply unprotected. Well, let's say that it was a sacrifice.
Yeah, because this queen move, I don't know if that was really necessary. She kind of blocks her own development. And she's quite a bit behind in development. And I would expect, like, I don't know, white going maybe B4, B5, D4, actually getting like pretty good compensation here. So I don't know if she had to retreat like that because her queen was not in any immediate danger.
Well, right now everything seems to be okay for white, but right here, instead of knight f6, the computer at least indicated knight a6 idea with the with a very unpleasant threat of getting to b4. The rook on b1 is hanging, and it's not so clear what white would do.
Yeah, so she missed a much stronger weight of playing. She and this queen e6 move, like, I really not such a fan of this one. Okay, so d3. Okay, I don't know why d3 is
to protect the pawn on e2. Yeah. And I think we just ended up, well, at least white ended up in a Catalan-like, positions with a strong bishop on g2, with black d4. I don't like at all.
Yeah, that was that's the thing. That was my question. I was like, well, why didn't she just go d4 if she wanted to protect the pawn? Maybe she could have done that. Okay, it's a little strange. She goes d3, then she goes d4.
Yeah, it's kind of okay, but probably she lost some time, but still her position, she definitely, Hou Yifan definitely has some compensation for this sacrificed pawn. She has a pair of 2 bishops, and it's like a long-lasting compensation.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how is she going to develop it, right? Because in this position, you can't just like not do anything. As Black has a clear plan of development, right? So B4, okay, makes sense. I mean, you would love to push, bishop F1 and B5 maybe.
At some point, yes. And then if Black retreats her queen to B6 and plays C5 and maybe D5. But we see that for the moment, she's just improving her position. She's just playing H4. It can be useful at some point.
Yeah, I guess on bishop F1, maybe there's queen H5, like hitting this knight. But I really feel like, maybe Black should try to play this move A6 to make sure that B5 doesn't happen.
Right.
Okay. Hou Yifan.
Well, for the moment, it's not so clear about White's plan, but we see that Hou Yifan is just playing much faster. Maybe
the point of this move was to protect the knight, actually. It was quite a tricky move, and now she's going to play B5, right? I mean, or is there a C5? Is that the problem? B5, C5 maybe is still an option.
Yeah, for the moment, it's not so clear what is it going to bring White to play B5, because C5 looks good for Black. While right now, Black is struggling with her queen. Oof, knight G4. What about knight H2? Is she going to play F5?
Yeah, that seems like a clear blunder, actually, going into this pin. I mean, it wasn't so obvious where to go, but stepping into a pin can't really be the solution.
Okay, but what to do after F5? What is White?
Isn't this going to hang the bishop in the end? Just bishop G4?
Bishop takes G4, yeah, and Rook takes E7, yeah. That. Well, what to say? That's quite a shaky game, I think, right from the start. I don't know what happened in the opening, with Hou Yifan playing so fast and ending up in a very, giving up this pawn on A2, and then Valentina missing so many chances. But yeah, at the end, what I can say from this first game, at least it leaves this impression that Hou Yifan decided just to play faster, which can make the difference.
Yeah, she's got nothing to lose at this point, right? So she needs to do something different to have a chance to turn this match around. Okay, just I don't know. You could go queen E4 because queen D1 doesn't really win a piece, but I don't know if that's the best. The knight is hanging. She has to figure out.
Rook G5, okay, and after H6, just knight takes H6, right?
And H6 probably.
Well, I would like to protect the pawn on F2 somehow to prepare for H6 to have this knight E5. Yes, that's exactly what Hou Yifan is doing.
So where's this queen going? Like
queen C5 maybe?
Or queen B3 also. Actually, queen B3 is not bad, right?
Yeah, because queen C5, knight D3, and Valentina starts her.
Yeah, I think this pawn is going to be a nice little tasty pawn.
I would add H6, although I would include H6, to have this queen G7 idea. Oof, Rook G8 doesn't look good.
No,
because of knight E5, knight F7, just as simple as that.
Coming to an end. I mean, I shall try a check.
King H2. Yeah. No more checks.
Yeah.
Still not a checkmate. Come on, there should be a checkmate. Knight G6, knight F8. Yes, it's possible to give a few checks, but then King H8. How to checkmate Black? How to checkmate? No, knight F7 I don't like for some reason.
Yeah, actually, knight F7 seemed a bit. Okay, Rook E5. Yeah, that's fine.
Knight takes E3, and then what's going to happen after knight takes E3?
Well, I don't know. How about queen D7 here? Try to bring back. Okay,
just make moves faster, just a little bit faster. Just
H5. I mean,
well, Rook F3 is always a possibility, right? Just to protect this knight, still an extra piece on the board. Queen B1, queen G6. Yes. Knight takes H6, then queen G6, queen H6, and queen F8. Yeah, that should work.
Okay. But she has so little time.
Come on, faster, just faster, please. Don't run out of time. That would
feel like a disaster can happen when you have 3 or 4 seconds.
Just repeat a few moves.
Wow, if Valentina doesn't lose this one, it's going to be a total shocker.
Yeah. Wow. And then knight c2, right? And the game
Yeah,
is
okay.
over.
Yeah. She
Well,
does bold.
oof. Although now, I mean, okay. But Valentina is playing fast. Hou Yifan is also playing pretty fast, so that should be okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's an important win to start the 3-minute portion by Hou Yifan. And maybe if she just completely forgets this first half and just plays fast, maybe we're going to see something different in the second half. So she's playing
definitely,
which I think is interesting.
Yeah, she should play as the first part never existed, right? Never had been played.
Yeah, maybe just, trying the completely opposite approach, and just playing on her instinct, changing her openings. And okay, she'll be playing f5 at some point. It's
some kind of Benoni.
Yeah, it's a pretty unbalanced position. So she can also, okay, she needs to kind of watch out for this, but f5, like knight e5 is kind of usually how they play this. Maybe b6 they can play at some point.
Well, those Benoni structure, they have some poison, right, in it. Yes, of course, it's like strategically, they might be very bad even, but in Blitz, you have a very direct plan and quite an aggressive one. So again, as I mentioned before, Valentina likes to attack and she hates to defend. So you need to put this pressure, you need to start, you need to try to create just an attack.
Yeah, and in this position, Black, I think, is very interested in preparing this b5 move. And eventually this knight, I would say, will come back out to f6. And yeah, I like Black's position. I mean,
well, White needs to play a5, no? Because of that, I would not.
a5. A5, I can still play b5, right? You have to even evaluate.
Yeah, but in that case, the pawn on a6 is gonna hang. So
versus the b2 pawn. I mean,
rook b1 seems just to me too slow, and just because b5 is gonna.
b1's b4, right? C4. So Hou Yifan just playing like for the initiative. Nice.
That's good. That's what she needs to do. And b5 now.
b5. Okay.
Yeah. Rook b1. Definitely, I didn't like this move.
This pawn is weak. d5 pawn. I mean, can't it get captured at some point soon? I feel like, I don't know, maybe it was even capturable already. Okay.
But sometimes when you capture the spawns, you kind of open up the position, right? You open up lines and you just, Hou Yifan seems just, she wants to keep this position closed in the center. And maybe just pushing g5, g4, what White can do.
Yeah, I kind of like this g5 move. I mean, I can't say like I completely am confident that it's the very best approach, but it's very interesting.
f4. However, she plays f4. Okay, that's a different approach. I don't really like it because it kind of gives up the d4 square and the e file. I don't know. But again, it's not me who's playing. It's always easier to commentate.
And so now, like White is a little closer to this king, right? So it does feel like the e file opening up is kind of more in White's favor, but
still the rook is not there yet. And I like rook a3 very much. Just keeping an eye on d3, just in case.
So
g5.
Be careful about this diagonal also.
But the bishop is hanging on f3.
g5. How am I going to defend my bishop? Maybe queen e2.
Yep.
Then you have this, but then I don't know. I have queen e7, right?
Yeah, you're right. That might be tough.
Crazy.
That might be unpleasant. I didn't like this plan with f4. Why not? Why not g5, g4 again? But okay, it's already history.
Total mess. White c pawn quite strong. Of course, Black has a strong center pawns, but I would say, I mean, okay. Yeah, I can see the computer bar says it's around equal.
Oh, so easy for him.
Yeah.
Okay, Rook A7 maybe. Maybe just getting the 7th rank under control.
This queen is really, really well centralized on E5. And I guess actually this is the idea of Valentina's move. She has some ideas of Rook E1, but I don't know how dangerous that is.
Well, Rook A7, Rook E1, Queen D6, Queen E3, Rook C7. I mean, I'm hunting for this pawn. I just want to capture it.
Yeah. It does look pretty solid for black. Rook A7, very solid move. Okay, and they're close on the clock. Hou Yifan actually has a little bit more time. Queen D6. So what is Valentina going to do here to kind of get her play? Queen E3 hits the rook, but Rook C7, you said.
Yep. Okay, Valentina just pushing the other pawn.
H4.
Interesting, yes, indeed.
She tries to get the pawn to H6. That would be helpful. H5.
Quite a brave decision to capture on C6, because I didn't like Queen F4 after that. Kind of heading to D4 and to E5.
Wow.
But Valentina's pieces are moving in different trajectories. Maybe
so big
G8
here. Yeah, knight G8 now.
No, trying to again, please.
But then it hangs the pawn. Yeah, then okay. So she pushes the pawn. Interesting decision by her. She's kind of saying, okay, H6, King F7, no big deal.
Rook E7 now.
Yeah, Rook E7. Yeah, okay. Now it's going well for Hou.
Very well, indeed.
Oh, wow. D4. I mean, you can. I mean, okay, if you wanted to, you could push, but she didn't want to lose the B5 pawn.
Three passed pawns, 3 connected passed pawns in the center. What can go wrong with such a center?
Yep, and then just B4. Yeah. Okay. So looks like Hou you should be able to win this one, which is great. Great for us. I mean, she'll pull it within 3. That's and Valentina will have lost 2 games in a row, so that's going to be a little bit
it's a different story. It's completely different story, because again, Valentina is also quite an emotional player, and meaning that if something goes her way, it can continue going. Look at these pawns.
Yeah.
She's heading to H8, Queen H8, Queen G7.
Yeah, I think C1 Queen and then take on H6 just to end that play. Yeah. Okay.
Well, okay. So Hou Yifan is back. Is she officially back in the match? 6.5 to 3.5 doesn't look so desperate anymore.
Right. You won 2 in a row, and then she's back in this opening. Is she going to give up that A2 pawn again?
I think she realized that she made a blunder in the first game, probably mixed up some lines and move orders. So I doubt we'll see another queen on A2 in the near future.
So Queen B3, Knight D7. So Gunina, okay, finds that way to defend the B7 pawn just by developing. So White has to do something about this knight. Yeah, okay. So Black's position seems very solid.
Yeah, it looks like a Caracan defense for Valentina. Same story, same pawns, same moves.
Okay, so she's wow. Well, that's
King D7. That's trendy, that's trendy. Nowadays, this King D7, so it's very in style.
Yeah, she's got the king in the center without having done the queen trade. So now White needs to figure out how to keep the queens on the board.
Well, she's just saying, okay, you wanted to trade queens. Let's do it now with my king being on D7.
Yeah, but okay, White's not going to trade the queen. She needs those queens on the board. She couldn't go to C3 because of bishop B4 winning the queen. So, I mean, okay, I think this game has the potential for Hou to win. I'm going to go ahead and make the prediction that White's going to win this game. Alexandra, even though I see the computer bar thinks Black is totally fine, but I think she will pay the price for this king.
Rook E8, and then E5 at some point. Rook E8, Knight F6, King C8, and E5. Come on.
Okay. I mean, okay. No. So she's going for
she's heading again for this A2. I promised you we won't see the queen there.
Interesting. I mean, I can see it because, I'm not so worried about that pawn, but 2 pawns is kind of a lot. Wow,
The king is still on d7. Who cares about those
but
pawns?
she's gonna lose 2 pawns, right?
Ah, no, I would castle. I would castle, and after knight, the queen takes c4, I would play, I don't know, b4,
B4,
rook
right.
c1, queen f4, e4, bishop f1. It's like, it's a Benko gambit with the colors reversed.
Yeah, but this is also okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
it's the same way.
All right, so now she's lost 2 pawns, and we gotta create something here. How are we going to do that? It's not so easy. So she's trying to go for this move. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe g4.
E4, yeah. E4, e5 might be a good plan.
Okay. So she uses this bishop as an anchor to avoid the queen trade, protect the pawn. All right.
And e4, d5 also, by the way, might be an idea to look out.
Okay, so interesting. So now on this move, she's got knight d5. Yeah, you're right. She's going to try to play for d5.
Yeah. She's preparing for d5 because, as you mentioned before, the king is on d7, right? It's still there.
Yeah, this was really a very, it was a very optimistic way of playing by Valentina, very kind of confident, like as if like, I can do anything. But, she's threatened with rook b1 now, and I just think her position is getting harder and harder. Yeah, it's so hard to play when this is what your king looks like versus that king. So what do you think about that king d7 move, Alexander? Were you surprised?
Well, I've seen some games recently with this idea, of course, in a little bit different openings and setups, but still it exists. I know it exists, but again, sometimes one move is good in one position and completely wrong in a different. So that's what.
Well, she's going to crush her in this game. That she's breaking through.
It looks like it.
She will just sack on d5. Like there's no way that she's going to let those lines stay closed. So I think Hou is going to win 3 in a row, get a lot of confidence back, and open up the match for us.
Definitely. So the match is back. So you see, as I said, it's so important just to start the match, just to win one game.
Yeah.
Okay, so d takes c6 and the king would go to c8.
Yeah, take, you have to go back. Anything else we can do? Anything else?
D takes e6 is also possible.
Is also very nice. Okay, king c8. Yeah, it's not that bad. Oh, king e7. Okay. All right.
Because it still need to open up the position.
Right.
It's not done yet.
Right. And I kind of feel like maybe we should have
maybe capturing on e6 would have been better, but again, I'm not sure what to do after king e7 here.
King e7, right?
E5, knight d5 again.
Yeah, black is still in the game. All right, so she played e5.
And Valentina just captured the pawn. That's a surprise. I just expected knight d5 instead.
But they're really in time trouble now. Howie doesn't have a lot of time, so she's lost her initiative. Yeah, actually, Valentina has totally survived, and that
she didn't find her way to break through.
Yeah, and now, we're definitely not going to get that crushing win that I thought we would. Anything can still happen, but Valentina has 20 seconds on the clock, and
the pawn on c6 is pretty strong. Still, it's important not to lose it though. But if black manages to keep it alive,
I think she's better, right? She's just threatening like rook a7. Practically speaking, she seems better.
And the king is still in the center. We cannot say that it's out of danger. h3, I like this move, just to secure the king and to prepare rook takes b6. Now, what about rook e1 or just trying to pin this knight? The computer doesn't like it at all. I'm sorry, guys.
I don't know. Was there?
There was something else. There was something else according to the eval bar, but again, it's history now. And white is going to suffer a little bit with this c pawn. Rook d takes c6 looks like very, very strong.
Yeah, white might suffer and lose. That's the problem. It's not like this
suffering doesn't always mean losing, because the pawn is stopped now and the king will head to d3 or e2.
So she has to go like there and try to bring the king around.
Rook d3.
Okay, well, she's not really finding like a plan to do much, I think.
Well, it's not so easy. She's gonna try, yes, with the king, white g4, h3, g2, something like that. Maybe rook e4 might be a good idea to exchange this rook.
Oh, she goes for it. Yeah, it's still pretty difficult for white to be defending this.
Defending.
Okay, maybe now, like just king e2.
Yep.
And maybe
rook d3 is an idea.
Yeah, she gets finally into like a position she can hold.
Well, so I was afraid for a second. And rook takes e3, rook takes e3, king d4 discovered check, but there is king d2, and everything seems to be under control. Although it scared me for a second.
Okay, well, a little disappointing how not capitalizing on her great position.
It's not over yet, by the way. With such an active king on g4, it's not over.
Okay.
Still a few more decisions to make.
Okay, hopefully she can hold things together here. Okay, it should be a draw. Yeah.
It is a draw, but you know, with the king on the back rank.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now it is a draw.
Yeah. Huh.
Come on, make a move, please. No,
oh no! Don't tell me that
she lost on time.
How's that possible?
There was a glitch. Yeah, there was some internet problem.
Oh man, that's just terrible.
Yeah.
Oh man, that feels like really unfair.
Yeah, it's Hou Yifan.
Oh man, how?
Back. Yeah, she's back. Well, that happens. You know, when I was playing with Hou Yifan, I also had some internet connection issues, and it's such a pity. It spoils so much because you're always distracted with the signs of disconnection.
Yeah,
it's kind of sad, but what to do? What to do?
Yeah, okay, so Hou Yifan going for another Benoni that worked out so well for her a couple of games ago. And Valentina chooses a different line. She doesn't go for this bishop f4 line. She goes knight e2, does this maneuver without allowing black to trade this bishop for the knight, which black likes to do. A very classical line. And so, yeah, they're in very kind of thematic Benoni position. So she just goes rook b8, trying to prepare b5 for later. And yeah, I mean, I like the way Valentina has switched it up, going for a different Benoni line.
Again, black is getting ready and hoping to prepare as a b5 or f5 at some point. c4, knight c5, yeah, might be an idea.
I mean, it's very thematic idea. I don't know if it's working, like right here, c4. But it's certainly very typical. Okay, so Hou goes for b6, which is okay.
Well, for the moment, she's just waiting, right? She's waiting for white to choose the plan to pick the side. Knight c4, b5, knight f3, something else, maybe c4 then.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely feels like a kind of position where black can take over because white's kind of loose with this f4 pawn, the pawn on h3, the king's diagonal is a bit open. So at this point, let's see, there's so many moves actually, right? There's b5 you could have looked at. Okay, so she goes for bishop b7. Yeah, this approach is it's not very much in the spirit of the Benoni to put the bishop on b7, so I'm a little surprised by that move. I mean, if I were black, I would really, I mean, I get it, c4, you have to check out knight d4, but then they probably have tactics against the knight. I mean, I feel like this move is like so much more in the spirit of the Benoni. Maybe she was afraid of e5. E5.
Yeah, I think.
Probably. Actually, I mean, it's a possibility. Like
it's a possibility, but I don't see what is the problem of just capturing on e5. And capturing again, and the pawn on c4 and the square on c5.
Yeah.
Makes it possible to check on c5 at some point. But again.
So Valentina goes e5 despite the fact that like the move bishop b7 is explicitly designed against e5. That's a bit surprising, isn't it?
Yes. I think bishop b7, the only reason of this move was just to stop e5 from appearing on the board. And well, It didn't change anything for Valentina. But at least now Hou Yifan should be very happy. She managed to bring her bishop to this long diagonal. She, well, actually, she managed to win one of the central pawns. What was the reason of this e5 move?
Yeah, I think it was a blunder. And, you know, to be honest, I think this is something that happens, you know, with Valentina towards the end of the matches, right? It gets a bit tired. Of course, it happens to everyone, but I have noticed that like she starts out really strong, and then as the match goes on, you know, there are more mistakes. And so for me, like, okay, this is clearly she kind of just forgot about knight
yeah,
d5.
e5, but it's such a surprising decision because it's just, you know, just strategically exchanging this beautiful central pawn on d5 to a very bad looking pawn on a6. No offense, sorry pawn, but that's the way it is on the board. Just even that, keeping that in mind, you don't have to calculate lines, right? You see that the pawn on d5 is going to be lost, and that's it. So she had something else probably in mind. And yes, indeed, it's very, very hard to keep the same level of chess throughout the match. Oh, she blundered something else.
Is there some sort of like getting into g1 or
knight e5?
Well, that's fancy.
Well, that's a sacrifice I don't still get. Okay, white needs to capture the knight, of course.
Okay, she didn't.
Oh, so no, come on.
She's probably just gonna lose.
If
right?
You're struggling and your opponent just gives up some material, just capture it, because it can be a mistake, it can be miscalculation, and you'll just end up with an extra material. And if
let's not forget also this rook is hanging.
Didn't quite get the sacrifice. Okay, let me see, after f takes e5. Then there was a checkmate. Bishop takes e5 and bishop g3 and rook e2. But actually, after knight takes e5, bishop takes e8 was quite a decent possibility.
Like over here, just taking this guy. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, because later on, maybe you can take on c4, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the idea. Okay, so now she's going to take on e5, right? And now she has to find some move. I mean, she might actually, okay, so it says completely losing for white. Why is it so losing? White's going to have two bishops for the rook, but
probably queen d1 might be quite unpleasant. Yep. And then rook h1 is a threat.
You're getting two rooks here.
Just a checkmate, as simple as that. Just It's not a question of taking on c1 or g3. Right. It's a question of just checkmating white's king.
Okay, well, good news. So this Benoni is working out really well for Hou.
Yeah, I guess I found the weakest spot.
Okay. All right. So now she's sticking to this, which is good because it's been giving her good positions. She's within 3. She's within 3. There is actually plenty of time for her to still make a comeback in this match.
Yeah, because a 2 or 1 point difference is not such a huge, I mean, it's very easy to fight back. I mean, maybe not very easy, but it's possible to fight back.
I also just like that she seems to be playing better, right? It's like, I don't feel
more confident, right? Faster and better. Maybe it's just because Valentina got tired, lost concentration, and kind of she's playing worse, and that's what makes it so different.
But I also think that it's like I don't have the feeling that Valentina is dictating the play anymore at all, right? It actually feels like Hou is just controlling more of what's going on.
And again, there are several reasons for that. It's like, two vases with water and getting water flowing from one side to another. It's always in a match, if you let your opponent score points, then it just...
There's no tactics yet over here. Yeah, too bad. I mean, it feels like there should be something. Okay, what can we do?
Well, the plan's usually connected, with e4 or even f3, g4, or f3, e4, something like that.
There's nothing more forcing.
Maybe e4 immediately.
Which one? E4 immediately.
E4, yeah.
Yeah. It's That move looks reasonable. I mean, I wouldn't know that it looks so dangerous for black, but okay. Yep, so she goes for it. So we're going to see a few trades, and then we're going to see black castle. And
what's good for Valentina is the same kind of structure she gets in Karo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bishop
takes g6, and then white can grab on g6 and enjoy this position.
Bishop e3. Bishop e3.
Bishop e3 is a very good one. Indeed. It's very important.
She keeps the bishop pair on the board, and that gives her some chances here because this pawn, we know that she has used this idea a lot in this match, or I don't know, it's actually been maybe it's been Valentina using, both of them have used these ideas.
Yes, I like to push their side pawns up.
Okay.
But actually here the plan is different for white. Usually they play a3, b4 and try to push on the queen side, try to prepare b5 and open up this bishop on g2. But for the moment, the bishop on g5 is hanging. Yeah. So
okay. How about h4? Because on queen a2, there's just rook a1. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Hou Yifan had the same question in mind.
Okay, so you can't take the pawn. So what is black's play? Well, the problem is in these positions, black doesn't really have play. Black just needs to kind of stay solid and prepare for white's ideas.
Again, for Valentina, she's played, I don't know, hundreds of games with the structure. I think I played with Valentina. The very recent game we played, when was that? I lost it. It was in the World Blitz Championship in Warsaw. The same kind of structure, a pair of bishops, slightly better position for white, but somehow I misplayed, blundered the tactic and ended up Valentina gave me a fork somewhere with her knight on e2 or f3. So.
Interesting decision. I mean, she completely changes the nature of the position. Okay, so...
Well, in order to win, you need to break through, right, at some point. Bishop takes f6, h5 might be an idea. No, she decides to, again, keep these bishops alive.
Can she go here right now? Yeah, she just did it.
h5. Beautiful. I like it.
Pawn takes, bishop takes, and take on h5, and then win with the opposite colored bishops. Okay, so she's definitely got her under some pressure because if she gets to, now she's just winning, right? This is just...
With opposite colored bishops and such a king with major pieces on the board. Seems quite hard to believe she's gonna survive, but you see king f8, king e7, and she almost there.
She wants a little cocoon around her king, but I do think that at some point it's gonna be very hard to hold those light squares. Just queen f5, right?
Well, queen a5, queen f5, queen a4, and then try.
Then I go here, and then
queen d7. Yes. Yeah, building up some. But after queen a4,
okay, she'll definitely play rook h7. No, okay, well, fine, but this was a lot more attractive.
But then queen d7 again, and what's next?
So queen d7, like right here, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad. I mean, Valentina is being a little optimistic here.
Yes, she's heading for an attack. Where she's heading to? Queen d7 was the move to expect, right?
Yeah. Okay. Now it's
queen takes b2. I'm not sure what you are doing, but I'm doing my.
All right.
Yes.
But she got her. I mean, like that was not too difficult of a game for Hou. And now they're within two, and the trend in the match has changed a lot. Now Hou is back to her favorite Benoni.
Magical Benoni. Well, it's been working very well so far for her.
So we are going to see a close match today. It's just not the way.
Finally, yes, finally. But what a start it was. What a start it was. Yes, 6.5 to 1.5 in the first segment. Is it going to be the same in the second segment, but for Hou Yifan? That is the question, or very similar to it, 4-1.
She's only got like 1 point in this portion, right?
Yeah, and luckily for her, actually, we remember that it was just because of this internet connection issues.
Well, that's right. Okay, so here we are. She plays. Okay, yeah, they're in a pretty main line of this bishop f4.
Well, she did play a5. And I
Benoni.
always feel secure when I see this pawn on a5.
Yeah, you can't play b5 because
I mean, you can, but
yeah, but I'll take and play knight a5, and knight c6 is going to be really annoying.
Exactly.
Yeah, so this move makes sense. Now, what to do? Now, okay, takes, really? I don't know about this. No, she keeps going for this. Okay, so she lets the queen occupy this strong square again. We already saw a game like that went with like, f5, knight f6. The only difference is her pawn is here, so it is
it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Because now every play connected with b5, I mean, will be met by a takes b6 en passant, and the pawn on a6 is gonna hang.
Do you think she should try to bring her knight in?
To where? To b6?
Yeah, so she does, yeah.
She might.
And then the plan here is this.
That's what she was trying to do. Remember, she was trying to play rook b1 and b4, but in a completely different situation, and it didn't work pretty well for white.
Queen d2. She has to worry a little bit about bishop e4 in some positions, but it's not a big deal. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Why did she give away this pawn? Can you tell me?
No, I don't know. I mean, Valentina started to give up her pawns. It definitely indicates that well, something doesn't quite.
She's interested in this tactic, so she's kind of giving up 2 pawns in order to get the exchange. But we're gonna have a big imbalance, right? Like
knight f6.
Yeah, knight f6, and okay, black is gonna have 2 pawns for the exchange. And okay, it's a big battle. Okay, they might get a 3rd pawn.
Yeah,
it's a good move. Bishop f3, I would say. So are we going to see bishop f5? I think we will.
We might. Yeah, we might. I think generally exchanges, I mean, pieces exchanges are in white's favor here again, because white has an extra exchange. Yeah. Usually it exchanges favor the side with some extra material.
And, it's a very tricky position because, yeah, black has these 2 pawns, but there are open files for white's rooks, right? So it's easy to lose control of a position like this. You take, the queen comes out, there's rook b1, rook e1. And that's why it's not so trivial for black. Yeah, I mean, I do feel like, practically speaking, I would certainly rather play white, like no doubt.
Well, definitely the pawn on a5 made the story, made the whole picture quite different. On the queen side, at least, now it got exchanged. Yeah.
Kind of like feels like black is barely holding on. Yeah, on queen f3, like you literally have, to play king g7.
Well, she forces a queen's exchange, but knight takes d5. Yeah. F3.
I'm not so sure about the queen's exchange because, of course, now okay, it's like less risk for black to lose, right?
You think so? I mean, the question is where to put the knight. To
knight b4 looks pretty good.
Well, knight b4, yeah, but I was expecting white to take one of those pawns. Yeah. They didn't manage to win it.
They didn't manage to take it. Yeah, they couldn't take it here because of the
rook e1. Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, it wasn't so easy to take it because it was always this rook e1. So now, okay, black has 3 pawns for the exchange. I guess
more than enough, especially if they start running.
Yeah. Okay. So she's doing an attack here. Well, that's actually a little annoying because we definitely don't want to play f6, but we might have to. Ooh. Yeah, okay. Okay. Fine. Now what? D4? Maybe just keep going?
Yeah, if you can, why not? The more advanced your pawns are, the more dangerous they are.
The thing is that, of course, this rook is great, but the problem is this rook. You can't really get it into the game, so she's trying. Gunina, yeah, D3, just push the pawn as much as you can. Just ignore.
As fast as you can. Yeah, Rook E1, D2 is in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So what to do? Rook E1?
Yeah.
Or D2.
Take this game, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, very easy.
Maybe she'll take, let black queen and go king G2, yeah. But, I mean, there are some sort of visual swindling chances, so black still has to be a little careful.
There always are when Valentina is
right. I don't think this is that trivial. I mean, yeah, you definitely. Whoa, see,
the king is very weak. I mean, the king on G8.
This is well, I don't know what's the move here. Is it E7?
Well, E7 just knight takes E7, right? Black is out of risk definitely here. Rook f8 is a
they're out of risk,
threat.
but yeah, but the thing is that they're not winning like they were a few moves ago.
Well, it's still quite tough to play against advanced pawns with your king on the back rank. It's challenging.
So you're thinking like, okay, well, I mean, who has better chances here, actually?
Well, still, I would pick black.
Pick black, yeah, because you can't move the king out of the pin.
Yet, yeah, you cannot.
So it's
queen. Yeah, but you see, she's gonna try. I would play queen c6 instead.
Okay, is she losing this pawn? I think she's losing it.
That's too bad for black.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay, so she's still alive.
Well, Rook c8 is a big. Yeah.
Oh, she can't go to h6.
She cannot go to h6. I see. Yeah, I see.
Wow, saved by Valentina. Where is she gonna play for more?
Valentina, that's always a question, because most of the time she doesn't agree on the draw, but here that means that she didn't see any other options to continue the game.
All right, so still 2 points lead for Valentina. She escapes with a draw from pretty bad, completely losing position actually, but all right. I guess it wasn't so trivial there for Hou to find the win at the end. And they're back in this line. She got the bishop pair advantage. And
You see the same setup, the same story. I mean, different move order, but the same story.
How is this played? Are they played B3 somewhere or?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the exact move order, but I'm not the one who drops on C4.
Theory, right? This looks kind of like just they're improvising.
Yeah, but bishops are very strong.
Yeah, B3. There we go. So she's going to get the play on the B file. Rook takes B3. What do you think?
And then, for example, if black plays knight e to D5, bishop A3 might be possible just to stop the king from castling. It's still possible now.
Yeah.
Why not?
That queen is actually really tied up.
Rook E8 seems to be the only move, almost the only move, but then Rook F to B1.
Wow.
White is what? Just a pawn down. Yeah, a pawn down, but again, all those open files and strong bishops, they just cutting the position in pieces.
Yeah, this is one of the best openings Hou has had.
Definitely.
Very beautiful opening for her. Okay, so now, I mean, okay, if she takes, the knight takes, she takes on B7. Well, she's clearly better.
It's such a pity to give up the slight skirt bishop, though.
Yep. So she decides not to. Okay, now she wants to just win a pawn, which I think she's going to do, isn't she? Just a free pawn.
If she takes it, I mean, look at this A pawn, which is, again, which can become very dangerous very fast. Especially, yes.
You need to figure out some way to get that pawn going.
Exactly, especially if white manages to play D4 at some point, that's going to be a game over.
And she is trying to go for it. So now on knight D3, the problem is there's queen C6. We just pick up another pawn.
Yeah, I'm ready. I think we just gonna witness 6.5 to 1.5 in the second segment of the match.
Wow,
that's gonna be that's gonna be amazing, don't you think so?
I do. I mean, I love it when the matches are close, and I really like that Hou Yifan is just, just brought like a different level to this 3-minute portion. And this looks really, I mean, Honestly, like Valentina is definitely like a shadow of herself in this portion. She's just not being given a chance to do much. And Hou is kind of punishing her for the sloppy play, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's running probably she's just running out of power,
right?
Of energy. And Valentina, as we saw, she's a very energetic player. I mean, she goes in, she sacrifices, but in order to keep the steam running, you really need to be on the verge of your own maximum, and it's very hard.
Can we go rook d8?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why not? I mean, of
King
course.
f8 and then bishop c6. Like, are we not just winning there?
And it's a nice checkmate with the king on e7, right?
Yep. And that's what
rook f8 seems to be the only move then.
Yeah, rook f8. Ooh.
What else to do? Well, sometimes you just suffer.
Yeah. Oh. What am I going to do on rook f8? What's the right?
Well, just capture the pawn on c5, probably.
4.
Oh, she decides to. Oof, I don't like rook takes f8, but okay. I would keep the rook alive. And here's the same story: rook b8, bishop c6.
Oh, that's what she's going for, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Rook b7.
Still not over. Still a few technical difficulties. Okay, d takes c5, bishop b5.
Yeah, okay. That looks
it's just winning.
Yeah. Simple.
Yes. And yeah, we see that the time difference. Remember how fast Valentina was in the first part of the match, right?
Yeah.
It let her save games that were completely lost, but it let her score this amazing 6.5 to 1.5. And now she's struggling. She's running behind on time and positions as well.
Yeah, it's like, it's not even her time situation that worries me. It's more just like the way the games are going, right? She just hasn't really put Hou under any pressure in these games in a long time. Like, I can't remember the last time where I felt like Hou had the bad position. Mm-hmm. So when they make things even, and I think there is a chance for Hou to kind of finish up with an even score, and then everything is going to be decided in the bullet, and we're going to see Valentina can sort of get that last burst of energy to retake that form that she had in the first half.
Yeah, we'll be rooting for Valentina to get back to the match, right? Because definitely the initiative right now, despite the score, despite the 8-6 advantage, is on Hou Yifan's field for the moment. Yeah. Now
the question is, she does have the time to figure out how to win here. She's not in a hurry. I mean, she can win the exchange like this.
Yeah, but it's gonna be very close to a draw, right? Although 2 versus 2.
I think it is winning. Yeah. I think it's pretty easily winning, but it's a little annoying to have to go into that, but she does, yeah.
Well, that is definitely the safest way to proceed.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this pawn, I mean, she can even make pass pawn at some point. So it's like, it's an even imbalanced pawn, so it's not really a problem. Yeah, okay. I mean, king f4. Seems fine. Yeah, king f4. Just let them play there and just move away. Okay, g4 is good. Sure.
Well, black will need to play e5 at some point.
Yeah, king f4. Okay, well, what's the plan here? Give a few checks, maybe play king e4. Yeah, king e4 we would like to do.
I don't know why Hou Yifan was not so happy. I even got scared. She kind of...
Oh, yeah. I saw that expression, right?
Yeah, she shook her head and I was scared she blundered the fork.
What's going on here?
Like... she did blunder a fork, but...
Ouch!
Ouch!
What is she doing?
Oh, yeah, that's a draw now.
That was really bad. Like, that was awful. Bad. She has, like, so much time and, like, oh, man.
But you see, just a second of losing your concentration. I don't know what happened. Why was she unhappy? Because the position was great. But yeah, now she
has a real reason to be unhappy.
Well, now she needs to agree on a draw, I think, at some point.
Oh, man, but that's a really valuable half a point just to give away like that from that position.
Oops, now Valentina forgot about time. Oh, okay,
wow.
well, she gave it back. She gave it back.
All right.
Okay, 7-8, and you know my prediction for the last game.
Your prediction is well, we don't even know if it's the last game, right?
No, but it should be.
They have 7 minutes 40 or something.
7 minutes should be the last game.
Okay. So you think this could be the last one? So you think that Hou Yifan will win again? She's in the Benoni because it's her magical opening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I don't disagree with you. I think that seems to be where this match is heading, right? Like for the narrative. For the narrative, it's very important that they tie, and then everything gets decided in the bullet, and we get like everyone more excited.
Yes, we are already, because that's such a big difference compared to the first part of the match. But yeah, those matches are very long, and you need to keep the same level of attention, of concentration throughout the match, and it's quite hard.
It's kind of incredible, like that. Exactly. If she wins, she's going to be winning with the same score that Gunina won the first portion.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Who could predict that?
Yeah. All right. So what do we got on the board? I mean, again, the Black Queen, centralized. Doesn't feel like Gunina is super comfortable in these Benoni positions. So I think Hou is right to keep going to this well, time and time again. And okay, and it's kind of hard to evaluate this one. I would say you can give Black the doubled pawns. The knight is on one hand pretty good, on the other hand a little bit ostracized there on the queen side.
Well, pretty difficult always with this pawns. We see Valentina is very unhappy. That's another emotional side of the story. It's not always about the position, but about your attitude, about how games proceed.
Okay, so now for Black. What kind of plan should Black have here? He just can't move their pawns any further. Their rooks are a bit stuck. The obvious move is something like that.
Rook e8, Rook e7, Rook c7, Rook c5. How does that sound?
I mean, I like it. I like the Rook on c5. That was really a nice idea.
Yeah, okay. Well, Hou Yifan
is just going for this kind of stuff. And
h4 95 also looks pretty tempting to do.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, what's wrong with it? Oh, what's wrong with it is f3.
Probably she missed this move.
You protect the pawn like that, and then she want herself to get forked.
So that's another story. The queen can go to d4, and we know that queens are very powerful on those long diagonals.
But still, I think completely unclear position. Okay, so she's going for this pawn, right? That's ambitious. I mean, if she wins these two, she'll be doing well, but there's always play against this king. Yep. So okay, queen takes b5, right? That's what the queen.
Well, the knight f3, queen e4, no, and playing it can be very, very unpleasant. How to protect the king after that?
Yeah, queen.
That's
c4,
why I prefer to see
h4.
The queen on d4 and play f3 and king g2.
Yeah, nice points, because. So now you're saying on queen b5, knight f3, king g2, queen e4, and now on queen c4, we got to find some discovery.
Knight h4 does not end the game yet because of king to h3, right?
But who knows? Like it might end the game.
Wait, a Morphy-like style. Queen g2, queen h2, queen h5.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. It does end the game. That's
nice.
Yeah. All right. So this is not happening, but it was an important line. So White played king g2 to stop knight f3, knight d3, and we still have a pretty crazy position on the board.
Yeah, because after king g1, knight e5, back to where it belongs, back to f3, knight h4 ideas.
Wow, this is tough. I mean, it's like it does feel like the initiative is belonging to Black here, despite the fact that White has an extra pawn. It doesn't feel like very important at the moment.
Well, the pawn can always be taken back on b2 if Black wishes to. Rook f to e8. What a solid move. I would never expect it. I mean, it's so tempting to give a check on D2 instead.
She wants to give the check and play rookie too, right? So it makes a lot of sense.
She believes that's a threat.
Ooh, queen D2 now. Like, we know that's going to happen.
And after king H3,
I don't know, rook E2.
queen H6, rook E2. Queen H6.
Yeah. Oh,
oops, somebody's happy. Yeah, no, rook E2. Yeah, after queen D2. What about knight F6?
Whoa.
Why didn't she give a check? Why didn't she give a check?
Still looks good for her. She's like totally on the attack here.
I mean, but white's pieces are also kind of jumping around black's king.
Is this a good move?
But that's a different story.
She's just letting this rook get taken, doesn't really care.
But then she can play queen E2.
Queen E2.
Yeah, that's nice.
Exactly. And then she's threatening queen G2 and knight F2. Ideas. All right. Wow.
That's amazing. That's amazing not to see this check on D2 in this game because it was so tempting.
Yeah, so queen E2 is going to happen, right?
Should happen. I mean, 50 seconds to go, and yeah, wow, I'm impressed with this H5 closing the door.
That was nice.
And then queen E2.
Yeah, that was nice. H5 was a very cold-blooded move.
There's gonna be one more game. No way! It spoils my prediction. No.
Amazing.
So now I don't know what to expect, but it's 8-8, guys. The match is back. Is back on track.
Yeah, no, this is really good. I hope Valentina now just gets herself together a bit because she needs to change this trajectory.
Now we need to like root for Valentina and cheer her up and come on, Valia, wake up. And yeah, I'm not sure where again she's located.
Yeah.
But Hou Yifan is definitely in the middle of the night now. But not in the middle of the night, but closer to.
She feels so much better now, doesn't she? It's like, must feel good to be in the middle of this comeback.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. How many games in a row?
I mean, I don't know how many it was in a row, but
let me check.
She had 1.5 and now she got to 8. So yeah, she got 8 and Valentina has been only able to get like 1.5 in these. Yeah.
Not in a row. Yeah. But 6.5 to 1.5 in the last 8 games.
So what do we have here? Well, black's position looks more or less solid. She still needs to get herself castled. Yeah, that's a solid position for black. Like this bishop is just kind of staring into the pawn. So I think she'll be able to be okay and kind of neutralize this pin.
Well, yeah, it depends on what plan white would pick, because black is definitely going to develop her black squared bishop and then castle.
Yeah, very quickly black is going to do that. And I think white is not going to have very much here. I mean, white needs to castle. I don't really know what she's thinking about. Maybe she's also thinking about the fact that is this pawn hanging? Maybe that's what is giving white some pause.
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. For example, if white castles, why just not to? Why didn't black take on d4, for example?
Yeah, we don't know, but that's
okay. That's a mystery, but keep it.
Now she's going to have to worry about 2 pawns coming up. So, I mean, so far the opening, and she's way behind on the clock. So, like, Hou Yifan needs to speed up, maybe make a trade or something, play b3. I know it's not very impressive, but yeah, okay, it's not. I don't want to play those moves, but d4 is hanging and b2 is hanging. And
yeah, she did misplay somewhere in the opening.
Yeah, so she actually played these ugly moves. And of course, I said I don't want to play this because I know after c5, black is just doing really well. This is not equal at all by any stretch of the imagination. Okay. I don't know why she chose that, but I mean, she still needs to play this move. Like,
yes, and Hou Yifan needs to play faster because it's the first time I think in this segment we see her running so low on time.
Yeah, this queen is rather trapped. She needs to trade the places and put her queen on. Oh, is there a way to win the queen? Bishop d3, bishop b5.
Ouch. And she
Gunina
finds it.
The poor queen completely misplaced.
Yeah. Well, something didn't go well for Hou Yifan. Probably she was so happy that she's back in the match that somehow it got her distracted. I don't know.
Yeah. I agree. Sometimes that happens, right? Like actually you're playing really, really well. You kind of complete your goal and then you're
relieved. Your brain says, okay, I'm going on the break. Sorry, right. But I fulfilled my job.
Yep. Yeah, now she has like no time and she's about to lose material.
Yeah, she's going to lose this game and it will let Valentina be, well, still in the lead, 9-8, but it's not the same kind of a lead that we saw after the first segment. Definitely Hou Yifan managed to change a lot in her match strategy and fought back, and she even evened the score. But, well, 30 minutes is ahead of us, and I'm very excited to see the final part of this match.
Yeah, I think it's a total toss-up, and we will see you guys on the other side of the break. Hey guys, we're back for the bullet portion of this exciting match between Hou Yifan and Valentina Gunina. And Hou Yifan has had an amazing comeback. She tied the match at 8-8. She did lose the final game in the 3-minute portion, but still she has really opened up this match, Alexandra, and we don't know really what to expect in this final part.
Yes, it's not clear what way this match can go. Actually, well, very hard to make a prediction. I see the prediction running in Twitch who will win the 1+1 portion, and I was about to predict, but I have no clue what to say. I have no clue who's gonna win, and that's what makes this match even more exciting to watch for us, as well as I believe for all spectators who are here with us.
Yeah, so Smarter Chess is predicting that Valentina has an advantage in 1-1. Yes, possibly, but I think just the way this match is going, that's why it's so hard to really know how it's gonna go from here, because Valentina has had a very rough portion. Let me just bring up the game.
Yeah, it started. Hou Yifan is playing black, and what a way to start it. I don't know, it's some kind of again, queens opening versus and Dutch hybrid. Not a Benoni though.
Yeah, so she stepped away from the Benoni. She went to this E6, B6. Actually, I mentioned that in a very beginning of our session today, that this is one of the things she likes to do. And did she just, okay, there was a trade on E4. That's how these pawns got doubled. And she just sacked a pawn, didn't she? Oh.
Yeah, because white is going to get like a triple pawn on the E file after bishop takes E5. Look at these pawns. It's not something you will often see in a chess game.
Oh, queen E7. I thought, okay, she's protecting D7. I thought she might go queen G5. Okay. Rook F7, I guess. Yeah, without thinking too much. And what can we say? Well, it feels like it's an easier position for black to play, right?
Yes, but pawn, even a triple pawn is still a pawn. Look at Valentina moving her pawns up. E5, E4, E3 pawns. Wow, all you can say is wow.
Yeah. Okay, well, black is not going to be taking that bishop, that's for sure. It seems balanced in a way. I mean, okay, black needs to find some plan to win this pawn. So what would that be?
Good question. Well, you need to make moves, and you need to make moves fast. Hou Yifan found the way to attack the pawn on E4.
Nice, H5. Lovely idea.
So she's breaking through. She's finding her way closer to white's king, and it's getting tougher for white to protect all her pawns. This plan with H4, it backfires. We see the pawn on G3 under attack now.
Wow, she's threatening, okay, queen F1 is the obvious threat on the board, but of course Valentina saw that. So she's still got this this pin going on, which is keeping her alive.
Okay, the pawn on A2 is gonna be taken.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure.
With a check.
In the game.
The pawn on C4.
Pawns, yeah, take a couple of pawns, a good idea. Of course, she needs to watch out.
Yeah. And she misses queen A8, queen E4. Is it going to be a perpetual?
Yeah, it is.
Well, that's quite a save for Valentina, because her position was nearly lost when Hou Yifan, she blundered with knight H6. Okay, still Valentina is 1 point up, 9.5 to 8.5. 27 minutes to go, 1+1, and we're back to the Caracan.
Yeah, okay. This time she doesn't put the bishop on C6, thankfully.
Well, she played bishop D7, knight C6 with the idea to play E5, which seems to be quite risky because the knight is pinned, but she believes in her knight and in her position, and she believes that she has time to play bishop D6 and unpin herself.
Queen B7. Wow, she went in for this, huh? She's letting the B2 pawn get captured. Wow.
And Valentina is playing on increment. Look at her time, 1:04. She still hasn't spent a single second of her time.
Is anyone going to protect this pawn at any point?
I don't know what's going on. Why black didn't capture on B2 earlier? Why did not protect this pawn? Still a mystery.
White's still up a pawn. White's still up a pawn despite all of this, like knight D4, I guess. And Maybe knight d4. I don't know. Yeah, rook
Well,
e1. She needs to be a little careful with f2.
the queen on c7 is kind of feeling quite awkward. Yeah, rook f2.
Yeah, I don't like
e1.
rook e1. She just, okay, she didn't hang the pawn yet, but it's, okay.
Maybe queen e5, trying to exchange it.
Mm-hmm.
She decides to keep the queens on the board.
Okay, wow. Valentina.
And we see how Valentina fast. She's so fast and furious, right?
Not thinking at all and still playing good moves.
Yeah, sure. She's back. She's back. We see good old Valentina. I mean, the same Valentina she was in the first segment of the match.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now Hou Yifan is within reach of a draw, but her time situation is not good, and she's still on the worst side of it. I mean, it's definitely easier for black here.
Well, but Valentina is a player who prefers knights, so here she's struggling with two bishops.
Queen a7 by Hou is kind of nice. I kind of like that activation of the queen, stopping this bishop c5 stuff. Maybe queen d5 is also like a square I would like. Actually, I like the kind of queen here, yeah.
Just needs to make moves faster. Because it's so hard to play in seconds.
I think it's going to be a repetition now.
Again, wow, what a start of the match, 2 draws.
Okay.
I would never make such a prediction to see 2 draws in a row.
Okay, back to the Benoni. Yeah. Let's see what does Valentina have cooked up here.
Yeah, she definitely had a lot of time to prepare.
3 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. To get some advice. Okay, so this time Hou managed to trade off that bishop. Now queen c7, knight d7 is usually how it goes. Okay, what to do here? It seems like black got everything they want with the trade of those bishops, but it's still...
We can say the same for white, right?
Yep. Okay, so knight c7 is b5 supposed to happen at some point? I think so. I think it makes sense.
I'm not sure. I'm never sure about this b5 move because again, it weakens the pawn on a6. But she she goes for it. f5. f5. However, I like the plan with f5.
Okay. Well, what else can she do? Okay, h5 is interesting. Nice.
A lot of pawns moves. h4. Wow. Come on, h4, g5. Go for it. And maybe queen f6 and h3 also seems to be quite. Knight c4. Oof. Wow. Those Benoni, I mean, when pieces start to jump.
Yeah, this is a big one. That was a big pawn. That's a big square. Knight d3.
Knight d3. Bishop takes c3. I mean, take as many pieces as you want because they just start falling apart.
Yeah, she's gonna have an extra like rook here.
Yeah, just an extra rook. Well, Valentina is pushing on time still though, but she just resigns. Well,
wow. So it's tied. It's tied again.
10-10. 10-10, guys. 22 minutes to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to say. I still feel like maybe the dynamic is still more in Hou's favor, but it's, of course, Valentina has
she's amazingly
really
fast.
improved.
I mean, how fast she plays, it's just unbelievably fast.
Yep. Knight c6. Okay, get another solid position from Valentina. There's nothing really much going on here for white, I think.
Well, it's not about openings, right? It's about keeping the pace, I would say.
That's right. Keeping the pace. Okay, so what to do here for white? A3 or something? So it's a little... Okay, bishop g2, yeah. Knight b4.
Yeah, queen's exchange. Or this knight is heading to d3, most likely.
Maybe a3, knight d3, rook c2. Maybe just like that.
Okay.
So the knight went back. Okay, knight a4. That's easy.
And after b5?
Yeah, b5, then you have a question. Okay, so she went in. Yeah, makes sense.
Do you have time to secure this pawn? I mean, after a5, white can still play b4, right?
Oh, she's let the knight in. Wow. Okay, but there is that question. I mean, e4 is the move she really wants to play, right?
Yes, but she was scared of black just capturing on a3. That's why she decided to, to play it safe, to protect the pawn on a3. And probably because of that, black needs to play f5 at some point to stop this e4 breakthrough.
Yeah, I don't think she'll play this move. Oh wait,
she does.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like a slightly tricky move to find.
Wow, I mean, what's going on? Rook takes d5, rook a3. Definitely, it was a blunder from white side, but luckily for them, she's not losing immediately. But it's very hard to confront this kind of move. Because the computer shows rook d3, bishop f6, c6, but unbelievably tough to. Is she losing the bishop after rook c1, knight d2? Yeah. Ooh. Well, that's tough. Maybe it was still possible to play c6 and then c7. She was just in time to win back.
No, it should be losing.
Yeah, it's a lost position. Okay, white still has some compensation because of these two side pawns, but unfortunately for Hou Yifan, her king is on the back rank. It would change the situation drastically if her king would be on f3, right, heading to f4, etc. But now she's a piece down and playing without the king. It's very tough.
Rook d4, I guess. I mean, yeah, it's depressing.
Okay, well, at least she managed to put her king, back to where it does not belong in an endgame. Well, I think there is no point actually to play longer here. I think we find better resigns, and because what is the reason? Time is running low. 19 minutes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
Yeah.
Well, you never know, right?
3 seconds, she can afford to play, and I guess now she will resign after knight g3 or knight f2.
Oh, she's gonna be checkmated.
Yep. All right, so Gunina strikes back immediately. That was impressive.
Yeah, that was a tough position. I think that was not very good at some point for black, but white, did something wrongly. I mean, she went for this rook 8, rook d5 combination, and after rook a3, that was very tough to find strong moves. What was that?
How did she get her pawn to
b4? That's
b4.
Something new.
So, white just never played a4. Okay, I got it. So they played it later. And so black is happy, obviously, having made
well, now white is happy because the pawn on d6. Black just blundered with knight b to d7.
Oops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bishop d4. Yeah, okay, maybe there's still some play, but
with such pawns.
But this bishop is holding everything. That was a big pawn to blunder, just like queen e7 here and just
knight b to d7.
Blundering, Oof.
I don't know what was supposed to be played, but definitely not knight b to d7.
Yeah.
Oof, queen d8.
Well, that was a painful pawn to lose.
What about the pawn on e4? Rook takes e4.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
That's a comeback. f4 was a little bit premature.
Yeah. Okay, now she goes here. So where are we going to go? Like rook d4 is sort of the obvious move.
Maybe bishop d4 and then rook e8, no? Just...
Yeah.
You mean the knight on h5 is hanging. Okay,
that's what I meant. Yeah. All right, so now, is black better? Because rook takes d2 is a threat somewhere. Okay, not now, but bishop g4 somewhere.
That's a crazy position. What a crazy position with many ups and downs. Let's just have a look at what's going on. Not so clear.
So pawns are even.
Knight b6. What a blunder.
Oh, that's a big fork, but then
rook takes d2, queen takes a8. Okay, knight b6 was a winning move.
Okay,
but now it's losing. Back to... Okay. There are going to be many blunders. We just can't be sure about it because the tension is high. The time is low.
Blunder that h7 pawn, but black is winning. Yeah, black is winning pretty handy.
But Valentina is jumping with her knights.
Queen e4, nice move. Do the trade. Okay, active. Queen, where's the queen supposed to go? She just needs to find a safe square.
Well, as long as she queen takes g3, and it's a checkmate.
Ooh.
Queen takes g3 was
okay. She might still find it. Yeah, she'll
come
find
on. Yes.
Yeah, she found it.
And Jen, yeah, grabbing.
Okay, nice move. Rook here. And it's kind of over. Take another pawn. Yeah.
Oof. I would take on f2 and give a check on d2. I would never keep the queens on the board.
Okay.
Oof, rook takes e5 is a strong blow. Wow.
Oh, nice that she found that
with seconds. Yeah, amazing. But come on, please don't forget about time. Yes, rook queen takes g2. The game is over, and it's 11-11. What a game! There were many ups and downs.
Okay. Back to this line of the Caro.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, why is she letting black play bishop f5? I guess I want to know, but maybe we're not going to find out.
Bishop g4, yes. Queen d7 is the main line. Even I played, I don't know, dozens of games with black with this line. Yeah, the bishop d6 is a very important move because the pawn on b7, it can be captured, but then rook b8, rook b2. And actually, that's what Hou Yifan played with me, bishop e5. She tried to put the bishop on e5, but it's not such a good idea. I mean, it cannot be held there for a long time.
h3, okay, she doesn't go h3, so she has this dream of getting the rook in.
Yeah, but black will eventually capture on f3. I mean, should, I think, eventually capture on f3.
But she missed that chance. Maybe some rook h3 here at some point. Yeah, actually, h3 here right now. It looks actually
it might be quite unpleasant.
Alexandra, after bishop g6, yeah, you know, bishop g6 and rook h8 tactic would be nice.
Yeah, very nice. Bishop takes g6 and rook h8, indeed.
Yeah.
But rook h3 is the move to watch for every single move. I mean,
she kind of traded off. You know,
the pawn.
What is she doing though? It's like the moves felt so wrong because she started going backwards.
She just went into the wrong direction. Again, she was heading to e6 where she had to think about rook h3 and
no, she just like completely stopped fighting for the initiative at some point. So
she just didn't feel, I think, didn't realize how strong her attack might be if she would just transfer her rook to h3.
Does she have any chances here? I mean,
there are always chances, I think, in bullet. But rook a1.
Maybe rook e6.
Rook e6, yes, that's a good one.
Maybe we can make it perpetual with queen h3.
Queen h3, queen e6. That's nice.
But what about queen h3, king g6? What do we have there?
Why didn't she give a check?
Yeah, I don't know, because the question
was playing for a win.
Here, what do we have? Is it g4? Was it something crazy like that?
I don't know.
It might have been, actually. I think it's just g4 move, which is kind of beautiful.
But now, Valentina blundered. She blundered a double attack.
And wow. Now white is winning.
Oof.
Wow.
Well, it's still a long way to win. I think it's a long way to convert. Of course, the position is winning, but the seconds are running. The king
she can't push the pawn because of queen b1, so she needs to watch out for that.
Yeah.
Good move. Yeah, that was good because she wants to bring the queen here. Queen d2.
Yes, queen d2. That's safer. But okay, queen e4 and queen b1. There are still checks, and in these queen sam games, it's always like tension is always here.
G5, I guess, will be played at some point. Okay. Yeah, this knight is pretty bad.
Just make a move. Just don't forget about time.
Good idea.
Yeah, but Valentina is gonna check. She's gonna check white's king.
Wow.
And it's so easy to
draw. No, knight d2. Okay, so she's still winning. Okay.
White is still winning, but it's so easy to fall into this threefold repetition at some point, you know?
Right. She needs to go like maybe here into d1.
Queen knight e4.
Yeah, and then knight b1.
No, be careful. It's a threefold. No.
It's okay.
Well, I mean, the game was pretty tense, right? With chances for both sides. So a draw feels like a...
Man, this match is turning out to be so close.
Yes, after all. Well, we were asking for it, right? We were asking for it. Now another Benoni, and what a speed. Look at the speed Okay, the knight is not on d2 yet, so knight c4 is not the move to watch for. Black played b5 immediately, bringing her knight to b6. Queen to d3, what she's gonna do after bishop f5.
Yeah. She just allowed something very favorable for black. Now she has trouble defending this pawn on d5.
And again, exchanging the side pawn for the central pawn is not a good exchange for white. Right, just capture the pawn.
And then you might want to take an f3. You'll think about it, right? Taking an f3. I don't know, maybe like, okay, she has to be a little careful with this pawn. So there might be some sort of rook d8, actually. Rook
b8, attacking the pawn on b2.
Yeah, more active, yeah. Notice that pawn doesn't actually get saved, does it? You can't save it. So now, yeah, definitely good for black, but
maybe queen b7, knight c3, bishop takes f3. Doesn't feel the strongest, but just make moves.
Interesting. Yeah. So Hou is getting low on time.
Yeah, very low. Yeah, I mean, she's trying to find the best way to proceed, but it just, this time difference can be problematic. I mean, it's very hard to make the best moves in 1+1. Oof, bishop c5. Nice. Wow, what an idea. Queen d8. Checkmate alert.
And so she just won a pawn. Yeah,
she spent so much time looking out for the best way, and instead she just blundered. Oh, that happens. Okay. Okay, capture and capture on f3. Still?
Still fine for black. Okay. So now.
Fine, but not winning, right? And with the seconds running, kind of hard to.
It's good if she draws it, because then they stay at
12-12.
Yeah.
The tension is high. Every single game can become the crucial one.
Yeah, interesting why she put that queen there. I don't know.
Just in case, just to put it somewhere.
Yes, queen e7, bring it in a little closer. Maybe like line up
bishop f6. Yes.
Put the king here, and then get put the king there and start getting out with the knight. Maybe you can even still win.
f4. I don't like that move. I mean, it weakens the pawn on e3.
That's pretty crazy attempts there by Valentina.
Valentina goes all in.
She's going a little crazy, yeah, with that kind of move. Okay.
Out of control, definitely.
Yeah.
The pawn on h4 is hanging. It's gone.
Right.
Okay,
so
she's still playing for an attack, which, I mean,
it's about to end. The attack is about to end, and we're going to get into a technical part, which actually looks pretty, should be pretty good for.
The queen should be on d4. Come on. Put the queen on d4. Just so good there.
6? I don't know. F6 looks
no, f6 just weakens the king. So better to keep the pawn on f7 and then play h4. h4. And queen d4. Queen d4. Yes, that's good. And now king h6. It can. But remember about threefold repetition. We've been there. Queen f4. No, queen f4 is and capture on h4.
You want to make a trade of queens or not? That's the question.
No, I would prefer to keep this queen knight. Yeah, because see, the game over. And it's not a stalemate. The bishop is still alive. What a game! What a game! Another nerve-wracking bullet.
Wow. So Hou Yifan, do you know that she takes the lead for the first time?
The first time in the match. For the first time.
Incredible.
7 minutes to go, guys. 7 minutes to go. So 2-3 games.
Yeah. Well, in any case, we're guaranteed an exciting finish here.
Yeah. No questions about it. Valentina has her chances definitely to fight back. She has chances in almost every single game. She finds these chances. I mean, for her, finding chances is not a problem. But now let's hope that Hou Yifan finds the right plan, right? With this rook h3, queen c2, which she had in another game. Knight f3.
A little different already, yeah.
Okay.
Queen c4 is a nice move. I like that. Playing b4 quickly.
She sacrifices the pawn.
B4.
And b4, but then h5 probably, or something like this. Maybe knight takes e6 even can be considered at some point.
Or yeah, I mean, okay, you don't have rook e6, but yeah.
No, still too early.
Yeah, in h5 you don't have it yet, I guess, because I take on h5, yeah?
Okay.
So how do you build up your attack? So Hou Yifan is trying to figure this out.
Maybe rook f to e1, h5, but yeah, then capture, g takes h5. What's next? Rook g3. Okay, bishop h6 is in there. And suddenly it's Hou Yifan playing white, because if I would need to say who is playing who, I mean, I would think that Valentina is playing white.
Yeah. So, okay, nice. I like that queen d1 move. Let's make threats.
Rook h3.
Okay, g6. And now you got to go for this pawn, right? Rook f3, yeah.
Okay, the position is crazy. It's crazy.
Nice play by Valentina, e5. Very good. Isn't this rook kind of like trapped?
Yeah, it is. It is. Valentina is about to even the score.
Bring it back to h3, and it's not very... Okay, well, that's an extra... Whoa.
Well, it just doesn't work. Queen takes e3, queen takes e1, knight f3,
yes,
no?
Yes.
That's a nice... Oh, wait, queen takes e3, queen takes d5 check, so it might scare. But yeah,
wow,
wait. Queen takes d3 and rook takes e8.
That was really weird.
What was that? But now it's also an equal. The most important thing is not to take on d5, because then the checkmate. What was that? I didn't quite get.
White is okay here. White is going to survive.
Why black didn't capture on g5?
And now she's going to play rook d6 and maybe even win.
Yeah, c4. And the pawn is just...
C3,
okay, luckily for black, rook c8 was still possible. Bishop a3.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
And then c5. The pawn is secured.
But she's only got 6 seconds, so it's pretty hard.
6 seconds. c6 I don't really like. C6 because
maybe
it's not...
just go here and take the pawn. No, she's playing for more. Okay. If she wins this game, she's probably going to win the match. Is she mating here?
Not yet. Not yet. Not quite. Rook d5. What's going on? Okay, let's just have a look.
That pawn. Yeah, she really needs to just... Wow.
What a game.
Okay.
Rook takes a4.
Should finish in a draw. Okay.
It's not such a bad result for Hou Yifan, right?
Right.
A draw with the position she had with 3 minutes to go, meaning that the next game can be the last game.
Yeah.
Okay, Valentina has a knight. That means that the life goes on, right? There are still forks. There are still possibilities for Valentina.
Yeah, this is such an incredibly tense match, right? That's what I feel like. Sometimes when I have commentated on these speed chess championship matches, like there comes a point when you relax a bit because, you know, someone is clearly winning. But in this match, it's like impossible to relax. You know, they're just so close.
That's what we expected, actually. That's why we were so disappointed after the first portion of this match to see such a huge difference in points. But okay, well, we got what we wanted to have.
Yep. So, okay, again, Benoni.
Wait, another Benoni, and it might be the last game of the match. Only 2.5 minutes left. It can easily be the crucial game of the match. Valentina needs to win it back to even the score.
Yeah, I'm going to predict it's not going to be the last game. I don't know why. I'll go ahead and make that prediction. I feel like we're going to see more chess today.
So, but definitely there's going to be a Fisher random qualifier on chess.com that starts in 40 minutes.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Knight b5, 95. Well, so far so good.
Yeah, actually, if Hou wins this one, it will be the final game. Yeah. So
if she doesn't lose this one, I mean, time-wise, 150. It's very close to be the last game of the match. And look at the position. I mean, Valentina, she already, again, I think misplayed. Knight f3, and the match is over. Knight f3. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the game is over.
I
mean, Valentina needs to resign, but was 1 minute 20 seconds left. Hard. yeah.
Oh
Hard.
man, Valentina, yeah, she shows some disappointment at that.
That's a pity, of course, to spoil the match with such a blunder. But chess is 99% of tactics, especially in bullet.
Oh, they're still playing this game. Yeah, they still are.
I mean, again, if Valentina resigns, she doesn't have enough time. She needs to win this one, actually. But how to win it? So queen down. Again, she's pushing her pawns forward. Remember this roller coaster game where she was a piece down, but she managed to just to promote her central pawns. D and E pawns just got promoted. Maybe that's going to be the story.
Yeah, that would be kind of amazing. Maybe like this, maybe this D pawn will be able to do something in this game.
Yeah, but, and then we're going to need to make an emote with Valentina's face and never give up word.
Yeah, I think it's a little too hard. Also, she for some reason she missed a check, taking the pawn.
It's hard to play with the queen down. Okay, 95.
Yeah, so wow. It looks like Hou Yifan is going to take this match, going to complete her comeback, which I think is going to be one of the best comebacks we've ever had in this Beach Chess Championship.
Well, again, I remember that I was leading the match against Valentina with 5 or 6 points, and she was able to come back and win the match. But I'm not sure whether it was a 5-point difference or a 6-point difference.
And so we're going to have Hou Yifan. So she's going to reach the finals for the second year in a row, right? Because last year she played against Harika in the finals. Mm-hmm. And she's going to be facing
Katerina Lagno.
Yeah.
A very interesting match indeed. Well, what to say? Congrats to Hou Yifan. What a match it was.
Yeah. Amazing spirit. Just to have such a, not just be losing, but getting kind of completely outplayed in this first segment of the match, having such a dismal score, half a point after 7 games, and to completely turn it around, win the next segment with like similar kind of score. And well, okay, she didn't win the next segments, right? But with the same score. What was it? It was like 6.5 to
6.5 to 2.5, but still she did come back. She did even almost even, right, the overall score. And well, at the end it was nerves mostly, with both Gunina and Hou Yifan having their chances, but at the end we saw it all. Hou Yifan managed to keep the pressure a little bit better than Valentina and won at the end with 14-12, thus getting this ticket to the final.
Yeah, I think she made a good adjustments with her openings. She found something that worked for her. I really liked her coming back to the Benoni and going back to this exchange line against the Caro. I just think this was a good approach against Valentina, keeping the structure a bit more solid as white and more unbalanced as black,
Yeah, exactly. Well, that shows how important it is, like openings, right? To be able to play different kind of structure, different kind of setups. If something doesn't go your way in one, like let's say classical approach, so you try something else, maybe a completely different, riskier, strategically riskier approach, but it might work. I mean, the Benoni worked miracles in this match for Hou Yifan. Suddenly, Valentina was not in her plate. And yeah, that at the end gave this victory to Hou Yifan.
Yeah, I mean, Valentina still managed to show some of that fast play in the bullet, right? So she definitely did a lot better in the bullet than in the 3-minute, but it just wasn't quite enough. They were very close in the bullet, though.
Yeah, well, bullet is Valentina was incredibly fast in bullet, but Hou Yifan managed to keep the pressure, to find these tactics where she needed to find it, right? Because well, you cannot really play extremely well and be very fast. It's always a balance, and you need to find this golden middle. And Hou Yifan was a little bit better in that, because maybe if only Valentina could stop for just a second and adjust her speed a little bit, it would given her more points. But again, it's another story.
Alexandra, we are going to go for a short break before we bring in Hou Yifan for an interview for you guys. So just wait a couple of minutes and we will be talking to the winner of this match.
Great.
Welcome back, guys. We're here with the winner of the semifinals of the Women's Speed Chess Championship, and she has qualified to face Katerina Lagno in the finals. Hou Yifan, it's a very tense match, and tell us about your emotions throughout this match.
Well, to be honest, I really have no idea like what's going on during the match because I had a very poor starting. I missed a couple of very good positions, so I felt like it's not a match. I think it's a day of Valentina, but okay. So somehow I tried to fight back in the segment of 3+1. While I was just decided to play something random, and somehow it works. So I felt like. Just later on, I somehow get into the match, but still I felt like I was very lucky that I could win the match there. I mean, it shouldn't be like this in general.
Yeah, well, congratulations on your win, on your comeback. That was amazing. What are your expectations for the final? Have you played with Katerina? What do you expect from this match?
Well, I haven't really thought about it, and I remember that maybe 2 years ago, I was playing with Katerina also in the final in one of the leg of speed chess, and I still remember how that match was going on because it was still like I had a very poor start, and I was trying to fight back maybe during 1+1, and when it goes to the equal, it was the tiebreak, and I was having a good position. And suddenly with this mouse click, I bring my rook to d6. So I don't know, it's still in my mind. Yeah, but in general, we played a lot of times, not only online but also offline since maybe a decade or maybe 2 decades ago. So yeah, we know each other very well, and looking forward to the match. So somehow I was just like enjoy the event, and to be honest, in the middle of the match today, I didn't really think anything about the final. I mean, not for this time at least.
Do you have any plans for over the board play coming up?
Well, I think there might be something in China. Let's say we will have this national league, so I will play. I think I will play not the whole event, but maybe a couple of the games. And also we have some, let's say, rapid events. We will play offline, but the invited players from China will play online, something like that. So apart from this, nothing has been planned so far.
Interesting. Oh, let me ask you, since I actually haven't had a chance to ask anyone this question. No one really knows why the Chinese team was not at the Olympiad, as far as I know. Is there any explanation for that that you can give us?
Well, to be honest, I also have no clear idea like how to answer this question. So, okay, I was asked that whether I'll be able to play the Olympiad in India. That was maybe 1 or 2 months before the Olympiad. I said, well, okay, I don't know the regulation. Let's say, for example, whether the government will send a team, whether we're allowed to travel abroad, and also additional thing for me is whether my university would allow this. But sooner or later, I mean, I haven't been informed by any updates. And later on, what I've heard is like, okay, we're not going to send a team there. So for Olympiad, I only knew that our delegation, Abigail, she went there for Congress, but none of the players went there. So I believe, I believe there must be some discussions in the team or maybe in the government, but I have no clear idea.
So you still don't really know. It's still a mystery.
No, I think that it should be connected with the policy regarding the COVID. I mean, that's the only reason I could, let's say, expect, but that's just a personal idea.
Right.
And
okay.
Also it's the first time that we miss Olympiad, right?
Yeah.
After a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. Alexandra, do you have any last words?
Well, I just, let me congratulate Hou Yifan once again for this amazing victory and amazing comeback, and wish you all the best in the final match. We expect it to be as exciting as this one, so all the best with that. And
yeah, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing your match with Katarina.
Thank you.
All right, so Alexandra, it's time for us to wrap up our coverage of this semifinal match. It was a great day of chess. Really enjoyed the play of these two great players.
Yeah, that was amazing to see. Of course, at first we got a little bit disappointed and worried, yes, that the match would end just after the first segment, since the score difference was so huge and Valentina was so dominating the match. But as Hou Yifan mentioned in this interview, she managed to fight back. She managed to find some other openings to try on, and they worked pretty well. And we see the overall score. Yeah, at the end, Hou Yifan was the one who celebrated victory. And with that in mind, again, the final match, I believe, is about to happen very soon. I'm personally looking forward. Yes, actually, in 2 days, the final is going to take place on August 24th, just on Wednesday. Can't wait to see. And thank you, Irina, for commentating together. It was a pleasure. I enjoyed watching this match and commentating it with you. Thank you, the chat, for cheering the players up, and everyone who was working and who is making this event possible.
Yeah, thank you, Alexandra. I also really enjoyed commentating with you. I hope we get to do it again. And thanks, guys, for watching. We're going to let you go, and you can enjoy the Fisher Random qualifiers later today on chess.com. See you soon.
Bye.
Hi, everyone. I'm sorry, but we're experiencing some technical difficulties here in the studio. I hope you'll be patient with us as we get things in order before we return back to the broadcast. This video will now play on loop. Hi, everyone. We're experiencing some technical difficulties here in the studio. I hope you'll be patient with us as we get things in order for the broadcast to return. This video will now play on loop. Hi, everyone. We're experiencing some technical difficulties here in the broadcast. I hope you'll be patient with us as we work hard to get it back. This video will now play on loop. Hi, everyone. We're experiencing some technical difficulties here on the broadcast. I hope that we can get things in order soon. This video will now play on loop. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry, but we're experiencing some technical difficulties on the broadcast right now. I hope you'll be patient with us as we get things in order